Dear chess friends, welcome to the live broadcast of the fourth round of the World Youth Under 16 Chess Olympiad. And today we have only one round, not like yesterday. So we will be much more, how do you say, easy to comment the games.
We are rather convenient.
Yesterday, especially at the night session, we had some difficulties to comment the games because of the tiredness starting from the morning. So let's see the classification, Erkin, today of the teams before we start the round.
There are 4 teams sharing the 6 points, namely Kazakhstan, Belarus, Israel and Bulgaria. They are on full points, and they are followed by 3 teams with 5 points, with namely Azerbaijan, Canada and Uzbekistan. And there are 14 more teams with 4 points. So for the first 21 teams, they are following the leadership.
Okay, so these 4 teams are playing against each other, and let me see the pairings. Kazakhstan is playing versus Israel, and Belarus is playing against Bulgaria. So these 4 teams, they have 6 points, and they play against each other. We will start with the first board, Kazakhstan versus Israel. So on the first board of Kazakhstan, FIDE master Kazibek Nogerbek 2387 versus another FIDE master from Israel, or Globus 2371. Okay, this is the last position. Okay, we will see the opening phase of this game.
Probably Najdorf. Yeah.
Yes.
When you see the queen on b6.
Najdorf with bishop g5. Lately forgotten bishop g5.
The poison.
Yes. Nowadays bishop e3, f3 lines are much more popular than this. So knight f3, queen b6. Interesting. And queen takes b2. It's like a poison pawn variation in a way, not exactly.
But it is probably a much better version for black.
Yes.
Because black is holding
I
the
think
f6
from the
knight.
board we can see that queen a3, which is only move, has been played by black. So white is thinking now. I don't know. This position is very, actually looks different than the, how do you call, poison variation. Bishop c4 looks very.
Yes, he exactly played bishop c4.
Okay, bishop c4, which looked to me very natural move. And now he's
adjusting his pieces.
Adjusting every pieces. Okay.
Like
usually when my opponent is adjusting my pieces, I don't like it. Do you like it?
It doesn't matter to me.
It touches every pieces.
It doesn't.
It matters for me because
this is my piece.
My pieces, you know, it's typical.
I think pieces belong Kaisa, you know.
Okay, so this is another way of looking. So bishop c4, how do you assess this position, Erkin? Let me see your point of view.
I think compared with the classical poison pawn variations arising after the Najdorf, it is in black's behalf, because normally the pawn on e6 instead of e5, and white had the opportunity of pushing both e5 or f5. So for this case, this is not happening for white, because black already put his pawn on the e5, and also black will quickly play bishop e7 and castles with the quick development, also b5 and bishop b7 later. So I also cannot see any particular weaknesses of black in this position. So
you like black's position?
Yes, a final note, if you really want to get into the position poison pawn variation, you need to check the game of Tal versus Tolush. You know, this is the most famous game of this variation, in which Tal sacrifices every single piece, as usual.
Okay, the more I look at the position, the more I don't understand this pawn sacrifice.
Why? No.
Because black doesn't seem like having some difficulties of development. Bishop e7, castles, queen c5, all these moves are very easy, I mean, possible. So even b5, you know. So normally in the poisoned line variation, you are lacking the development, and white is getting a lot of compensation out of the.
You know, here white
phase.
even cannot castle because there's queen c5 check. So we have guests from actually Australia. Welcome. Please join us. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hello, hello, sir.
We will
Welcome.
arrange a chair to him. Or
Okay.
yes, yes, it's in behind.
Okay. So you are the captain of the.
Yes, correct. I'm the captain and
Australia.
coach. Yes, I'm not originally from Australia. I'm from Amsterdam, the Netherlands.
Ah.
So I came to Australia because of my lovely wife, and now they're stuck with me, I guess. So
okay.
yeah, so Australia is up and running with chess. So it's getting much better than about 10 years ago. So our new grandmasters Bobby Cheng and Anton Smirnov, of course. So it's getting much better at chess, and so the youth is going to pick up and is really growing. It's super cool. So I'm excited about that, to go to a country where chess is sort of grasp it and get it.
I can see the passion from your
Yes,
eyes.
yes, I love it. I really do. The better chess players, the youth, they went to the World Youth, and so the top boards, they're not present in Australia right now here, but they did very well in the World Youth. Because it's very expensive, because you need to fly 31 hours to get here.
Yes,
I mean, it's not around the
How many
corner.
hours? 31 hours.
Yeah, 31 hours, yes. So
From where you are coming here?
from Adelaide, South Australia. So in the bottom, where you have that, like from Australia, the Pac-Man bite, I guess. And
Where do you change? Where do you have the transit?
from in Doha. Yeah,
Okay.
in Doha, in Qatar. Lovely
In
airport.
Qatar, okay.
Yes, yeah. Yes.
Okay, so it's a long journey for you.
It's a long journey, yes. I think we are probably the furthest away from everybody. Because New Zealand
Last
is
year
not.
you didn't participate.
No, that's correct, because of personal circumstances. And the year before we were presented in India, where we did very well. Sorry?
In World Youth Chess Championship,
We've been to the Olympiad 2 years ago in India.
2 years ago.
Yes, yeah. So we didn't participate last year. That's correct. Yes.
Okay. Are there any international tournaments in Australia?
Yeah, I organized the Young Masters. What is well known is for 30 years and younger, for the upcoming youth, and we do then a Grandmaster norm, an international master norm, and we try to get a World FIDE Master as well, a norm tournament up and running. That will be next year.
I'm also a FIDE master, so I'm interested.
Yes. So we do that. It's so we started doing that about 3-4 years ago, and it's growing. Like we doubled in size.
So who is sponsoring you? The federation?
Nobody.
Nobody?
Nobody. Yeah, everything is paid by ourselves.
Really?
Yeah, really, because chess is sort of almost third world country, I guess. We don't have a chess federation who supports the chess as it's supposed to be.
The federation is not attached to the government? No. Okay.
So that is why. So we have, of course, a procedure to get the world juniors or the better juniors to go to this tournament. So yeah, there's a procedure in place, but all the costs are on our shoulders.
No, it should be very difficult for you, of course, to find.
Of course.
It's such a
yes,
long
so
journey. All this,
even in the Olympiad in Georgia, where it was, we have sponsorship. We try to fundraise. That's what we do. Yes. And then eventually we have enough money to go to Georgia in this case. So yes.
Do you have chess, be commenced in the schools? Do you have lectures in schools?
In South Australia, I started doing that in the last 6 years. Before that, it was very one school here, one school there. And now we have around 1,000 students playing chess in South Australia. Thousands. So yeah, it's not bad compared with like 5 or 10 years ago. And of course, because Australia is so big, you have the eight cities, and everybody's sitting on an island. And so we now work together to make it happen for the youth, because that's our future.
So for the preparation of this tournament, you mentioned that you have recent young grandmasters. Do they involve in study camps for these players?
Well, we did. We call that the JETS, the Junior Elite Training Squad, and yes. We do that, and this year I organized it. But yeah, so we are get him involved. And because they are younger, and Smirnov is year 17, so he's sort of an idol, like, oh, he can do it, I can do it, and let's do this. And
they are the idols of the youngsters.
Yes, yeah, there you go. And Bobaching, of course, he was world champion under 12 about 10 years ago, so you know, he was also, and now we have 2 of them, and then 3 and 4. So yes, it's great. It's great to see chess in Australia growing so good. I'm very pleased.
Do you play yourself chess?
Not anymore. No, not anymore. No, not anymore. I play in the first division in the Netherlands, where I met Ian Rogers as well. Ian Rogers, of course, famous, I guess, in the 70s mainly, and so yes. So I don't play much.
Are you a fan of?
Of course, I must say I met in 1979. So I was very lucky. Yeah, because I'm from the same chess club. So yes, I'm lucky that I met him. I met him once. Yes.
Do you have a picture?
I have a picture. Yes. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Yeah, somewhere in.
Lucky.
Yes, true.
Maybe we can find the picture, Ismail, in the internet.
Yes.
Do you have it in internet? This picture.
Well, it's of course on the wall somewhere, I guess.
Mr. Kessler,
yes.
I also want to ask you that.
Sure.
How about, you know, getting the level of the sponsorship? Because, you know, there are the scales of the companies. Let's say that big companies like JP Morgan or so, that, as you know, they compete on the corporate league in America. How is it in the Australia?
Well, basically there's no sponsorship, or hardly any.
So we do is not introduced to them?
Not yet. We have sponsorship from universities, for example, but it's all small funding, but not the big companies like Tata Steel, for example. But of course, a really big sponsorship, sponsor in the Netherlands from the Tata Steel in Wijk aan Zee. So you know, yes. I would love to see it better and better, but it's growing. You can't get it all at once. So I'm now about 8 years in Australia, and it's so much better.
So, as I understand, Australian chess is a really young.
It's a very young prospect. Yeah, that's correct. And we work also very closely with New Zealand, and you see they're the same. That the young people are more and more interested in chess, more like, okay, it's not all about footy and rugby. Chess is as exciting as you can get it.
You know, you are here, but New Zealand isn't.
That's correct. New Zealand, the same is that they don't have sponsorship as well. And I coached a few students from New Zealand, and for them it was financial. It just didn't happen. And I tried to make it. You know, for next year, I really put it on the agenda with the parents as well, and then the same thing in Australia. So yeah. There you go.
Thank you for joining.
No worries. Thanks for having me. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you.
I must say, this is a very lovely place in Turkey. I've been here twice in Ankara. And
in Ankara?
Yeah.
For what reason?
Holiday, because I lived in Amsterdam, so it's kind of easy to go.
The people go to Istanbul.
Yes. First, of course.
But you went to Ankara.
Because in Istanbul, I've been there like 20 times. So then automatically, let's go to Ankara, yes. And so I know a little bit of this part.
You can go to the south of Turkey.
Yes, it's beautiful, I must say. And you guys are great hosts. Well done, good organized.
Thank you very much.
Awesome, thank you so much.
Thank you for coming and joining us.
Good luck in your tournament.
Thank you very much.
See you, bye-bye.
See you.
Okay.
Mr. David Kessler was our guest.
So the captain of Australian team, he was our captain. He's a very nice guy.
Yes.
He has a very different accent also. Yes.
Charm, you know.
Yes, very different and very energetic accent. Yes, I like the way he speaks. He explained actually the situation
in Australia.
They don't have any sponsors. They just came here by their own expenses.
With small fundraising.
Yes, so it's actually very difficult to play in the tournaments if you are living in Australia, so far away from Europe. The prices, you know, of the planes are very high, of course. 31 hours to come here. I don't know how much they paid. Probably minimum $2,000 or $1,000. Probably $1,000. I don't know, per person. Yes, sure. But of course, here the expenses are covered by the Turkish Çorum Municipal, Turkish Chess Federation, Municipality of Çorum here. This is covered by Çorum, this city where this Olympiad takes place, and so they don't pay anything here. They just pay their journey to come here, you know, the plane tickets. Okay, we go back to our game. Nogerbek Globus. They just played a couple of more moves.
Queen c5, bishop
yes,
d5.
Queen c5, bishop d5, and now Globus is thinking
about h6 or not. You know, there is always h6, bishop h4, ef4, and g5 idea. And
but now b7 pawn is hanging. I don't know if you want to give this pawn or not. Maybe you can. This is of course another question.
I'm not
you
that
can
sure.
or you cannot.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm not sure neither. But you have, it's of course very complicated still. And if you take on d5, knight takes d5. This doesn't look very nice. Taking on d5, and yeah, this is actually interesting position. Rook b8, queen c7, bishop e7. Many moves, h6 as you said, you mentioned, are possible. Okay, maybe we move to second game of this match. On the second board of Kazakhstan, a very strong woman player, FIDE master Bibisara Asabayeva is playing. She is playing against Shoham Cohen Revivo, a FIDE master from Israel. So let's see this game.
A pretty interesting position.
Yes. Okay. Cohen Revivo is playing with white pieces against Asabayeva, and another Najdorf here, very popular actually.
h3. You know, this is the Vitolish variation.
Yes. e5,
b5,
e5, and g4. Okay. Quickly b4. Interesting.
Okay, this is another approach. You know, this is the actual line against the g3, and there is the pawn on g4. There's a small difference.
Probably all this is a
Preparation.
theory.
Probably a preparation.
Queen b6.
So I think this is a tangible compensation for the pawn, because you know black will castle and play rook f to c8, and eventually the c2 pawn will be also weak.
Queen b6, he played something?
Or knight to b3 I am expecting, but yes, he
no,
played something, but we couldn't see. Can you receive the moves?
I don't know.
Oh,
No,
we don't have.
He played bishop something, c4 or something. Yes, I think bishop c4.
Okay, how
Interesting
about,
move.
Probably natural one. How about castling?
Normally you expect to go
Bishop
be
d3.
bishop on g2 or d3, because I don't know, this weakening after weakening, but here bishop c4 is very interesting for me.
You know, I would rather prefer bishop d3 to defend the c2 pawn simply.
And also, what's going on if I take on b2? I really don't understand. If I take on b2, what's going on here? Probably some tactical idea here. Maybe first bishop takes e6, f takes e6, and then how do you protect this? Knight b3 doesn't. Maybe knight b3.
But I also can take c2. But
But
there's
you
rook
will take
c1.
rook c1 and rook
Okay,
c8.
castles.
Castles.
For black, castles. You know, after I castle,
Castles.
f2 is weak, you know, on the f file there are weaknesses, and I also want to play queen takes c2, and you need to play queen c4 against castles. Queen c4.
Yeah, but I can go away from here.
But e6 is on pre after queen c4.
Queen c4.
Yes, probably rook d6. A nice move with the idea of rook c6. Rook d6, let's call it. Rook c6 and rook takes c2.
I'm not sure about the whole, line here.
I like it for black.
Yeah.
You know, black is taking the upper hand already.
But why he is giving up this pawn? He played it very quickly. Should be some preparation.
No, you know, he's
No,
way
1 hour,
behind in
6
time.
minutes. You're right.
Yes,
Actually,
he's
he didn't
way
play
behind
so
in
quick.
time.
You're right. He probably
Is he missing something? I think he is.
queen takes b2. Looks like you can play queen takes b2.
Bibisar is just looking
Also,
the
why not
B2
first
exactly.
take and then play? I don't know. This is also bet. Take without actually.
There's no queen c8, rook d8. So knight b3 and castles. This is probably going for the same thing, but I rather prefer the f file open by f takes c6, you know? I prefer f takes c6 version because f file is also open and I can make use of it.
Yes, maybe. I don't
But
know. Maybe.
there's no little
So
difference.
this-
There's
okay,
little
so
difference.
this is very complicated, but doesn't seem like White has some compensation for this pawn, you know, b2.
No, he's just
decided to
giving
give
back the pawn. He was a pawn up.
He
He's
was
given-
pawn up?
Huh? Because in the opening,
Yes,
Bibisar
he
gave a
decided
pawn.
to give back
Mm.
the pawn. Yes, you're right. Yeah, maybe you're right.
But this
Okay,
is still
so
bad.
we'll see. Let's go to the third board of this match. FIDE master Aristan Isan Zulov from Kazakhstan is playing versus Elisha Lukin from Israel. So what's going on here? Isan Zulov Lukin.
Another Sicilian?
Okay, let's see.
No,
French.
French with, you know.
Bishop d3, very interesting.
It's
Probably
actually
an
an
old line.
acceptable move, you know.
Old line. Bishop here, knight e5.
I used to play Bishop d3 with my friend Erhan Sayin in internet, you know. He actually adopted Bishop d3.
Okay.
His idea was to play like that, Bishop d3.
Okay, so this is probably White intends to
Castle one.
castle long. So interesting position. He gives up his bishop on f3, the white bishop, but he has of course a lead in the development and some problems for black to develop.
Black needs to play Bishop b4 to prevent castling long.
Bishop b4, yes.
Yes.
Bishop b4 actually
But it
looks
doesn't
like a good move.
It doesn't prevent castling long. Castles long?
You want to take on e6 or
Yes.
something.
Bishop c3, knight e6.
Bishop c3, knight e6. Yeah, this is also dangerous.
And knight g7, you know, is really dangerous.
Okay, so maybe bishop b2 takes, but so what?
King takes b2.
King
There is no
takes
check on
b2.
b6.
So probably bishop b4 maybe not so good.
It is not either preventing
Maybe
castling.
a6, I don't know.
Okay, castles long.
Castles long and then queen c7 or something. Or queen a5.
Let's say queen a5.
Queen c7 or queen a5.
Queen a5 is probably
I'm not
better.
sure.
So, rook h to e1 or...
Can I play knight c6 here?
Okay, but I probably won't take it by queen c7.
But here check.
Check off.
So queen a5 is a mistake, I think.
Yes, probably queen c7.
So queen c7 is the right move.
But bishop
But then
f4.
bishop f4 is coming. So some problems for black. Where to go with the queen and everything. This is the problems of the lack of development, you know. Black has to be careful here, you know, how to develop the pieces.
So he's thinking for a while, and actually black played bishop b4.
Bishop b4, okay, bishop b4.
Castles long.
Played long, castles long, now.
Now queen
Now
e7
what?
maybe. Now queen e7. But again knight c6. No. Again knight c6. Queen e7, knight c6.
So what to do now? Bishop d7 maybe?
But b7 is it?
Yes,
No.
but do you sacrifice? What can I do?
Okay. Can I play knight d to b5? Knight d to b5.
Yes, you can.
And then queen takes b7.
If a6, knight d6
Knight
check.
d6 check.
Okay, maybe castles.
Is queen to b7 is no. wait, a3 simply, you know. I'm still better. A little bit better.
Maybe takes here.
Knight takes c3 and queen c7.
Now maybe queen somewhere, I don't know, c7 or a5. And maybe I want to play bishop c6 or queen c7, yes, as you said. Maybe still some, you know, chances both sides, because bishop c6, knight d5.
Opposite
so
color
he's
bishops.
trying to equalize the game.
So it is not so horrible for black.
Yeah, but black has to be careful, of course.
He needs to
in order
find bishop to
equalize.
d7.
Yeah, black needs to be careful. If he's careful, it looks like black will equalize. Okay, so let's go to the fourth board of this match. Is Cengiz Khan Sarzanov from Kazakhstan is versus Lior Musyuk, FIDE master from Israel. Okay, we can see here is the game. Musyuk is playing with white
Is this a
pieces.
dragon? Yes, this is a dragon.
Yes.
I probably can recall the exact variation, you know. Bishop e3, f4, queen c8.
Okay,
This
so
is
it
line.
transposes to dragon line, but accelerated dragon without d6.
Now it's the normal dragon.
Yeah, now it's becoming course,
f4,
this
queen c8.
f4,
This is
queen
the main
c8.
line.
h3,
rook d1.
g4.
Yes, this is also the main move, d5. You know, at that point, instead of knight e4, there's also d4 idea.
d4,
Huh? That's a strange one.
sacrificing.
Yes.
Takes, and then knight somewhere. Knight takes or knight
No,
d5.
you take on d4 first and then play knight d5.
Knight takes,
Yes.
bishop takes, and then
Knight
knight d5.
Huh? You want to play knight e3.
Takes.
Okay.
Rook or bishop.
Probably bishop.
I'll say c3. Some compensation, of course.
But it is not so visible.
Yeah, bishop f3 coming. Yeah.
So this is another line, but
some
knight e4 is the
compensation.
main move.
Okay, so knight e4, and now after knight e4, white played something, but knight b5, as far as I can see, here
Why?
there is a knight on b5. Knight b5. Of course, he wants to come to d4 square with the knight, which is of course a very good square for the knight. And now black is thinking.
But is that g5 right now?
g5. What is this g5? What about
No.
f5?
Bishop d7. I want to take e5 pawn.
But now d5 is hanging. Maybe knight g3. I don't know.
If you
Maybe.
take, I will play bishop
Knight
takes
g3.
f5 or knight g3. Also can take on f5.
Can I play e6 or f6? I don't know.
G5 is an interesting move. Anyway,
Which one?
G5, you know, it was the interesting move. He's probably thinking about G5. A typical
Yeah,
idea.
but it's very dangerous looking. So dangerous looking. Because your king side has been weakened totally now.
But so white's king side either.
No, but white has all the pieces here. You have no piece. Only one bishop to defend. Your queen is out of here on c8. I don't know how you will come back to the game. Yes, of course, maybe playable. You have to analyze all these lines and to see if it's possible. You now, because you're attacking this pawn, it's maybe possible. If f6, for example, what's
EF,
going on?
EF.
EF.
Knight takes
let's
f6.
say knight takes. For example,
Bishop takes G5.
I see bishop takes g5. I see knight d6. I don't know, many moves.
Probably bishop G5 is
Yes.
enough. Yes,
Yes.
bishop G5 is enough.
So this is dangerous. But maybe you can take with the bishop. And now,
Okay.
but now queen takes d5 is possible
And
because the bishop is hanging. Wait, maybe not. Wait a minute. Can I sacrifice on f6?
okay, I take.
Takes, bishop takes. What's going on here? Looks very dangerous for black.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
So
too
G5
risky.
probably too risky. Okay, so
Probably
after-
F6 is the move instead of G5.
Yeah, but now after F6 again another problem. Maybe this is good.
This is much solid version of it.
Yeah, F6 maybe is good. You're right. Because now if knight D4, I
FE.
don't threaten anything.
Yes, FE basically.
Yes, I don't threaten anything here.
If you take
So
EF,
if EF,
probably
maybe
bishop
EF.
F6.
Bishop or pawn? Why not pawn? You want to take with the bishop?
I do not want to restrict my pieces. I want to take with the bishop. So if you play knight D4, I will play bishop F7 and E5.
Yes.
God
Sorry.
bless you.
Thanks.
So this is probably playable for black.
Yes, maybe F6 is a good move here. Okay. We will go back to these games, but we have to move to another match. Belarus versus Bulgaria, another 6 points. Both our teams are 6 points. They have 6 points. So on the first board of Belarus, Denis Lazovic, a FIDE master from Belarus, is playing, and his opponent is Svetan Stoyanov from Bulgaria, a FIDE master. Bulgaria is changed his name, I think. It's not Bulgaria anymore. Because before they were calling Bulgaria in English, now it's Bulgaria.
It
Did
used
you
to
notice?
be
Did you notice this?
no. It used to be like the same.
No, Bulgaria they were calling
Bulgaria, like
Yes.
Czechia.
Yes, Bulgaria.
Possible.
I think it became Czechia. The Czech Republic became Czechia.
Czechia.
And Bulgaria became Bulgaria. Okay, anyway, maybe I'm mistaken. Because it's written Bulgaria here. So, what is this position?
A Grunfeld.
Okay, Grunfeld.
But I already like, White's prospects in this line.
Rook E8.
Oh,
A5.
do you remember we were talking about this exact line on the previous broadcast? That both sides need to wait, especially black, to play E5. Because, White's aim is to play Queen C2 and Rook T1.
Yes,
So black just waits with Rook to E8 and A5.
yes.
As black is playing correctly.
Okay, Bishop E6, Knight D2. All these are probably theory or not?
No, I would rather prefer A4 instead of Knight B4. Knight B4 was,
C6.
this is passive.
A3,
This is passive for
Right.
black.
Queen C8. Okay. So what do you think?
White has a small advantage, because black didn't push for A4. The main idea for this position is, let me show you. Instead of Bishop E6 is to play A4, with the idea of
Rook A5.
Rook A5, Rook H5.
Yeah, this is actually Grichuk played this idea first to come to H5, but I think he lost that match. That game I don't remember. And they found some, ideas for White against this line.
Yes, White's main idea is to play Rook D1. And A4 prevents B3, Bishop B2. A4 is a useful move. So black find himself into the passivity. White is slightly better.
Well, what about for, let's say, C5,
Okay.
Bishop somewhere, G4,
F3. F3.
Bishop H3, maybe here, or you just keep it E4.
No, Bishop D4 is here, and I will play knight to somewhere like
Why not E4?
Bishop takes
Bishop
E4.
takes E4,
So
sorry.
I will play knight F1 and knight E4.
Knight F1.
Yes, E4 and knight E3. All of my pieces are coming
Let's say I exchange this
with king
and play E5.
and E4. Oh, I missed this.
So this is maybe not so bad for black.
Black still has some dynamic
Yes.
chances.
Yeah, through this, I'm not sure about this.
Maybe knight
All
C5.
idea.
Maybe
Maybe
knight-
here Bishop F3,
Okay.
because I want to put my knight on F3 so that I can control E5 square now, and I can play E4.
So this is
E4.
better.
Maybe it's better. Usually, you know, we are making the same mistake. Yesterday we were speaking about this. When you make the fianchetto with your g2, especially this bishop, white bishop on g2, you just refrain from exchanging it. You know, you think that you will weaken your king side, or you will not have the possibility to attack on this diagonal. But in some cases you have to do this, you know. Maybe it's one of these cases.
Probably yes.
Yeah, so you have to actually calculate well when you refrain from exchanging this bishop, you know, so that you don't lack your development, because if you don't exchange the bishop, you play f3 or bishop h1, such kind of passive moves, you weaken your position, or you are behind in development. Okay, maybe after bishop f3 and knight take f3 and e4 is coming, white has a slight advantage. What do you think?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. So maybe we move to another game of the second board of this match, Belarus versus Bulgaria.
Maxim Saruk versus Momchil Petkov.
Yeah, Petkov, Saruk.
Is this a French?
Yes. Yeah, another French.
You know, with the line of Queen d5. This is all equal.
Yes, usually this is no problem with black. But of course, some development problems.
Also the issues with the bishop on c8. Actually, Sergei Tibyakov is the expert of those positions. He devoted all his life with white.
With black.
You know, with white. He always played stuff like Alapin and Tarash against French and Sicilian. So, you know, in these positions, actually, there are venoms hidden inside in this position. You cannot see it directly, and if you play 5 or 10 regular moves, then white starts to be better. The interesting fact, there is no visible threat right now, but due to the passivity, white still has some pull. Rook e1.
Can I play e5 here? Knight b3.
Knight f5.
Maybe knight f5 is good.
Bishop f5, and your bishop is also on pre. And also e5 is.
So probably it doesn't look nice.
Probably not.
Because of knight f5.
Maybe
so
bishop.
Black played something, but what did you do?
So
Bishop, queen c7, I think.
Why you play queen a5 then?
Queen c7. Yes, true.
Black is losing some ground. Because white
queen
just
a5, queen c7. Now we couldn't find it.
bishop g5.
Bishop g5.
Knight b to d7. I play queen c2, stuff like that, or queen e2. Who knows? Probably queen c2. And b6 maybe.
Yeah, b6. Yeah, probably it does still. Black is okay. Bishop b7.
As vice.
Or some space advantage for white. But no weaknesses for black.
Either.
Okay, we will see this game as well. Let's move to Ivan Runets, FIDE master from Belarus, versus
Gergana
Peycheva, FIDE master from Bulgaria. Woman FIDE master from Bulgaria, yes.
No, she's a regular FM. She's an FM.
Normal. Normal.
She probably reached the 2,300.
Not woman FIDE master. Yes, you're right. Probably you're right. 22:46 now. Okay, this is Ragozin, queen a4.
Again,
yesterday we saw this line.
Queen c2.
Bishop d6 without taking on c4. This is also interesting
c5.
because now she gives this opportunity. c5, it's good or not, I don't know, but it's not so easy to play probably with black now. Bishop takes c6, and she's thinking with what to take?
Of course, with the
B
bishop.
or bishop?
If you take with the B, white no longer needs to play on the queen side. He just plays knight e5 and f4. You know, your bishop is just gone for
But
all the game.
she will anyway play B or bishop. I don't think.
There's knight d7 right now.
Yes, but
The difference is it.
but now maybe you will just
Okay, bc.
and then queen a4. You cannot. You will have to play this because this pawn is very weak. How do you protect? And not b8. I don't think you want to play.
Probably no.
But if you have to, you have to play. So that's the problem in this position. Maybe you go back to
Yes.
e8.
Yes.
You think you are solid, or you can even go to b5. Why not?
Rook e1. Then knight
Yeah,
d7 maybe.
Then knight d7, maybe.
So this is much more logical way of doing so.
Mhm.
This is much more logical
Yes.
way to do so.
But still some problems for black.
Bishop d7.
Bishop or queen?
Probably bishop. Because I also want to play f6 on
Bishop.
e5.
Can I play e4? Maybe.
Okay, d4. So you're opening the position on my
maybe
behalf.
bishop c6 is
Yes,
coming.
on my
so-
behalf.
So what to play here? But I want to open the position, but I don't know.
Maybe you need to play b4 after
Before, but still I don't believe in this attack here.
So black is, not that
Maybe
worse.
taking with the bishop is better, yes.
Take it to bishop
So maybe she's thinking, but
and play, bishop b5 or bishop
she has to
e8.
take and go to b5 or e8,
Probably
then
b4.
knight d7.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay, looks like solid position for black. No problem. So the last board of this match, Belarus-Bulgaria, is woman FIDE master Tarasenka Alexandra Tarasenka from
Versus
Belarus.
Lechazar Kolev.
Yes, versus Lechazar Kolev. Okay.
Let's find this guy.
Where is this? Okay, Kolev Tarasenka. What's going on here? Knight f3, knight c3.
Okay, this is 1-9, but c3.
C.
Okay, this is still theory.
Takes
Wow.
knight f6.
Nice preparation.
You like it?
Yes. Why? Wait. What is happening after e5?
What's happening? I don't know what's happening. Knight d5 most probably.
Yes, DC.
This.
I'm just trying to grab the thing.
Yes. You say you are a
D4.
pawn grabber.
Yes. D4.
Like Seyravan. He says, I'm a pawn grabber.
And also like Korchnoi.
Yeah. d4.
Yes, I'm a pawn. Bishop d2.
Bishop d2. So what's the problem?
And
Why she sacrificed? I don't understand this.
Yes, there is e5 for obvious reasons. Probably
maybe e5, not d5, knight d7 or something. Because I want to collect on e5.
Okay, the same thing happens. DC, the same thing happens.
dc. Oh, how this happens? Ah.
And I will play d4 and protect
yes, you
c5.
play d4.
I don't see any problem for white to not to do so. Now e5 was the necessary move. Probably knight f6 was surprised white, and he just confused himself and thought that it was necessary to defend d4 pawn. But e5 was a brave approach. I think it should be needed.
I really don't understand this.
There is no point of not to do so. Knight e4, also d3. It is even easier because your piece is gone. Maybe queen a5 check, but it doesn't do many things after knight d3.
Like, I don't understand. Knight g3, yes. Takes, d3, bishop d6. Castles,
a6, knight e1. He played knight e1 to play f4.
He played what?
Knight e1.
He played.
Huh? He played knight
okay.
e1. He's not on the board.
Okay.
With the idea of f4. Actually, this is also a playable position for white. as
You like white's position?
no, but it is,
Or
you know,
E5, for example, F4. Huh?
yes. So this is also equal, I think. Although black has the e5 square, white already can play knight f5. Maybe knight f5 is just a better alternative. Okay, rook takes f5, knight g6, and knight f3.
Yeah.
Why not? d4 is isolated. White is also a passive bishop.
Yes. So maybe white is slightly better here.
This is a
Like
possibility also.
this is also possibility. Good. That white is slightly better.
Yes. You know, because the assessments can
What
change
about
too much.
the other possibilities?
Unclear it is.
Okay.
You know, all the signs of the chess base is valid.
Okay. Maybe we give a short break now and then we'll be back.
Hello dear chess friends, we have now guest of the Azerbaijan team captain, namely Farid Abbasov, Grandmaster for Azerbaijan. Welcome to our channel.
Hello, thank you very much.
And how is your team is going right now?
All is going fine for now. We have 2.5 points, I mean 5 points, of course. And yesterday we made a draw against a very strong team from Uzbekistan. So now we are playing against Canada, and all will be okay, I think, today.
So you are the first seed and seemingly one of the favorites of the tournament. You know, Azerbaijan team is probably one of the all-time strong teams because they have this chess culture and they are probably on the 5th place in the world amongst the countries. So for analyzing games, our next game is Nalbant versus Garipian. Can they open the board at the same time? Okay, so we have the position.
Yes, it's very complicated position, of course. This pawn structure, like in Qing Indian, and so white, of course, would like to exchange white color bishops, and in my opinion, it will be very useful to exchange queens too. Then white's space advantage on queen side will be very strong advantage, and so I think to play by a C line and maybe create some passed pawn on queen side may decide this game. But in other side we can see that black has space advantage on the king side, so G pawn of course must go forward. So and all general plan built under attack to G2 square. I remember a very nice attacks by world champion Garry Kasparov, Nakamura, Shahriyar Mammedyarov, and other top grandmasters too. So black should, I think, in this position to solve the problem with knight on e7, and in my opinion in this position maybe best move will be knight g6 or bishop c8, and then try to promote this pawn till g3, or maybe prepare some sacrifice on g2 or on f3 or h3 maybe.
So the sacrifice may occur after knight g6, knight h4.
h4 and then knight takes you. But it will be, I think, it will be better for black if pawn g5 will be on g3, and then maybe change knight to 2 pawns and then go on.
So is it white's bill? Can we receive those? So black lately played g5. How about playing bishop c8 instead?
Maybe it was interesting, I think. Maybe it was interesting because, of course, this is very strong future piece. I mean, in this position for black. I mean, bishop on c8. And of course, it support the attack on king side. So I think in this position, after G6, G5. For white, maybe it will be better to exchange these bishops. Bishop takes D7, Queen D7, and Queen A4. And as we talk about, exchange these queens and hope for best in queen side.
For example, Queen C8.
Bishop D2, maybe.
Bishop D2, G4. You know, I was also thinking about now another idea for white to stop the G5, G4 is to push G5, G4 himself. How about this idea?
It will be good too, I think, but after F takes G3, H takes G3, some weaknesses on king side, so we can play Queen H3, and I think now it will be very difficult to, and of course black now try to punish white for this weaknesses. Yeah, G4 maybe Queen Knight H5 maybe it will be possible to. No, but at first I think black should yes, Queen A4 definitely, of course, Queen A4. It's very complicated position. Queen C8 on the move, Bishop D2, G4, Rook FC1 maybe, or Rook AC1, AC1 better maybe, and play this position. Knight G6, and I don't know how to play in this position. Maybe Knight E2 with idea Knight takes D6, and open the diagonal for bishop. For example, now Queen B7 I think it's not so good. Maybe G takes F3.
GF
and sacrifice something on queen side and play after G takes F3, Queen H3, and try to create some threats on queen side.
Like Rook to C3.
Rook C3, maybe Bishop E1. Bishop E1 maybe.
First.
Bishop E1, and of course preventing some threats. Yeah.
This is the normal position. Say you also mentioned about some possible sacrifices.
Yeah. It's very hard to play this by white oblique because we don't know from which side will come the threats. So it will be very difficult to play. I think it's easier to play by black, create some threats by black than for white.
So the position is easy to play for black.
Yeah.
By black. Okay, the second position, another Indian type, Varsakian versus Tanumverdi.
And this is typical position, of course, similar with King Indian, but pawn structures, what say pawn structure? I think the bishop on C8 is a big problem, and of course white should exercise, exchange black color bishops, and I don't know how black should promote the breakthrough on queen side or on king side. The best move for plan for white, I think, this is G3, G4.
G4.
Yeah.
He needs to play G4.
Yeah. Many world champions like to play in this position, G4, but I don't know what to do then, because after because white has two bad or worse pieces, bishop on G2 and knight on D2 has no moves in this position. Knight on B3 do nothing. So maybe in this position for white better our first plan, exchange black color bishops and then promote G4.
How about, I was also thinking about G4 may, we get the king side of white's weak, kinda, there's always Queen H4 stuff. How about just march your king first and then play G4?
Oh, interesting maybe, but what then to play, which plan?
Rook G1, bishop F1, and stuff like that.
Transfer bishop to E2 and then prepare for G4. It's possible, of course. It's possible, of course. So, but I remember ninth world champion in these similar positions like to play king H1, Rook G1, and then promote G4.
In the close positions, I always think about marching the king first before you play such G4.
Yeah, of course. Sure.
So what is the total assessment? Is white is slightly better or not?
Slightly better maybe, but I don't know, maybe very complicated because the pawn structure was fixed and no open files, no even semi-files in this position. So maybe white has better chances with a4 and a5 and try to open some files on this flank maybe. But in future, I think we have to wait. We have to wait in this position.
You know, I think this position is the original one. We are not used to see this position very often.
Yeah.
So let's quickly check the opening phase. You know,
It's very
from here.
famous position, yeah.
5, knight e4. If you want to suggest any other moves, just
Yes, I can. Of course, advise for everybody to read Dvoretsky, the books, and as I remember, I don't remember in which book this position was there, and when he was a trainer of Chekhov, yes, he was a very strong chess player, and now Chekhov is one of the best coaches in the world. So when he was his trainer, he played against him this position.
this
And
exactly position.
exactly this position. And after knight e4, in this position, which move, knight e4, knight castle,
Knight c6.
6, knight d2, bishop f5,
Instead of pawn f5
knight h4.
and h4.
Very interesting position. After knight x d2,
Okay, and knight f5.
knight f5 is complicated position, but queen takes d2.
You sacrifice pawn.
Knight x,
Knight takes.
knight takes, knight x on f5, knight takes f5, bishop takes g7, king takes g7, and bishop takes b7. And Dvoretsky says that this is slightly better for white.
Why?
For white, yes.
Why?
But I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure because after rook b8.
You know, I remember one of the Alyekhin's game in which he played like a4,
Yeah.
Alekhin is such a
Yeah. And I think it's very useful to exchange a pawns for black because it will be better for them because they have a knight on f5 and e4 in this position is impossible because knight has an excellent position on d4. And then a5 exchange on b3 creates some weaknesses on this flank. I mean b3 and b4 square, and then they has, I think, clear game in this position, in my opinion. So maybe it will be better for them, maybe. But after f5, like in the game, as I remember, this looks like in Holland defense than King Indian. And what in this position, e3 may be better, e3 may be better move, but after this I think white should exchange these bishops, I mean black color bishops, but it will be not so easy for them punish black for this, I mean, extravagant pawn structure, because after queen c2 maybe, or queen b1, and
is queen b1 possible? Knight d2?
Knight d2, because maybe queen c2,
Queen e2 or queen c2.
or queen e2, queen c2, queen c2 better, I think, because we have pressure on e4, and after knight takes d2,
Queen d2.
Queen takes d2, white has an excellent position, I think, in this position. After rook fd1 or ad1, and then try to promote breakthrough in the center, like e4 or d5 or d takes c5, like this. But e6 and f5, I think we have to play e4, definitely.
White needs to play e4.
Yeah.
So this is another important point. So what happened in the game was like, yes, they exactly played the same line, or he played knight b4.
Yeah, queen b1 maybe.
b1 and he
e4,
played
this position.
a3.
Maybe a3
I was thinking about d5, but you know, suddenly knight can go to d3 after you open the d file.
Yeah, it's very hard to advise something because very complicated position. But rook d1 maybe, for example.
Just wait, you say.
Just wait this, yeah.
Because he is probably not positional to take this off because there's always n3.
Yeah.
After
Exchange and
maybe queen b2 and
this is clearly, yeah, I think better for white.
So, but this idea, like you take and you play e4.
Yeah, but this is problem. This may be a problem. But d5, we have to play this.
Okay, take it. Play
take.
knight d3.
Queen d4.
So this bishop is also not so good. And you play bishop f1 or f3.
Yeah, and knight. I think knight f1 and then f3.
Wow, this is probably even better.
Yeah.
You just have direct connection. So white is better in each case.
Maybe yes, maybe yes.
So
But of course we have to support with tactical, of course, options. But then we will maybe better, maybe.
a3 was not that good. Let's say.
Yeah, yeah.
So d5 is.
d5, yeah.
You need to open the position instead of d5.
Yeah.
I guess.
But after this, I think black solved all problems. I mean, solved the opening problems, and this is a middle game. Of course, maybe now knight a6, maybe even, or knight d7, and then try to create some support point, or on c5 with knight d7 and a5 maybe.
Knight d7 and a5.
Knight d7, c takes on b4, a takes b4, and a5. And pass a pawn and knight c5. Very excellent square.
Good idea.
Yeah, and then maybe bishop a6.
c4 pawn is weak.
Yeah.
After you open the line. So another game is the third board is Kızılkuş versus Sargsyan.
This is Slav, maybe, yeah. So Slav defense pawn structures.
Check from the opening. Yes, this is exactly probably the Maran or
Moscow variation. So, but now it's transferred to Queen's Gambit.
Rook c1.
Rook c1, castle, bishop d3.
I think this is a safer version for black of Maran. Not
Yeah.
safer than the other Maran.
Yeah. But white solved the problem. Bishop on c1 is the worst piece in this position. So bishop on h4 or on g3 is better than on d2 or on c1. So I think this is better for white. And probably, if it will be possible after a3 and b4 and prevent c6, c5, it will be strategically bad position for black. But this is we call it this is similar pawn structure. Of course, black has some problem with bishop on e7 maybe. But now after queen e2, just queen e2, and if c4 maybe, bishop b1, and white has clear game in the center. But if not play to c5, c4, for example, how to play? If
cd
c takes e takes d4.
with the isolated pawn.
Yeah, it's isolated pawn. Then
How about exchanging the pieces?
and now we can play
Queen
just
e4 or no?
queen e4,
Knight f6 simply.
knight f6, maybe bishop takes f6.
So this is a mate.
Yeah,
Oh, so I cannot play this. Maybe knight b6 the other right.
knight f6 it will be better maybe. Then rook a1 is a standard position.
Rook cd or ft1?
Yeah, cd1.
cd1.
cd1.
Okay. Knight d5.
And just maybe we have to exchange. Knight takes d5 maybe. I don't know, but now queen e4 again.
So I need to take with the queen probably.
Maybe this.
Most
Maybe
probably.
this. Yeah, most probably. But then just maybe bishop where? Bishop b1 maybe. But I think in this position maybe the black stay better because they exchanged one minor piece. So maybe this is better for black.
So
I'm not sure. So
he
much.
played a4 instead of
a4. It's possible, of course, and this is preventing c5 or after b5 b4. And now after b5 b4, it is possible to play knight e4 maybe, but knight e4 we can miss a pawn on f2. So knight b1.
Okay.
And then knight bd2, knight b3, and try to preventing c6, c5, or pressure from c4 maybe. Knight d2, knight c4, and maybe a4, a5, and attacking on this flank. Maybe queen e2, bishop g3, and some pressure on to the center and queen side.
So that's why black played rook c8 and now b4 and a5. This is the
Equal chances, I think.
equal chances. So can white play e4?
E4, it's a standard idea, of course. E4, c5, even e4, c5, knight bd2, c takes d4, e5.
e5.
Yeah, knight d5 and queen e4. Like
G6.
G6. This is similar. This is typical position. I think bishop takes, of course, on e7. We have to take it.
Queen.
And queen, knight b3.
Knight b3.
For example, yeah.
Oh, let's play like simply knight c5.
Take.
Rook c5.
And for example, queen takes d4.
This is a normal game.
Yeah, normal game. Absolute normal game. Black, of course, should play very carefully because some weaknesses on king side, for example, after h4 and h5, it will be very dangerous for them.
Probably first take, but
Maybe save this rook. Maybe rook cd1. Maybe. And play like this.
probably h4 comes next, and black needs to be careful.
Yeah.
Okay, so our last board in this game is just Gevorkian versus the Shikchan.
This is looks like our previous position, but with long castle, yeah, by white. So what to do in this position? It's very hard position, I think, because hard to play by white, in my opinion, because bishop on e4 in these typical positions not so good, because this is a very problem. How they can play for black?
Maybe bishop e4, but
For white bishop, but black white move, yeah. Bishop b4, and now after knight e4.
can I solve? No, the rook end game is, and this is also not appealing.
No,
queen e4,
yeah,
bishop
it's not
e4,
clear,
queen
yeah.
c2. So maybe this, but I'm not sure about it because there is.
And
takes,
now takes. Yes, the pawn structure for black better, but rook. I don't know how to prevent rook d6. And this activation by white looks very dangerous for black. And then rook cd1. But I think if black will be very carefully, I think it will be.
He can hold.
Yeah.
For example, probably a bishop b4 is a good move, but black can play something instead, other than knight e4.
Yeah. Knight e4, but maybe better to play bishop b6, maybe. Bishop f6.
Bishop f6.
Yeah, bishop f6. But I'm not sure. It will be better than to play, for example, queen e5 after this move. Yeah.
If he takes,
but we can change, I think, the moves. Queen e5 maybe first.
queen e5,
Now we are trading
bishop c3,
bishop c6 and queen b8, for example, and trying to push b pawn.
Oh, this is better because queen is not on the c file.
Yeah, sure. So now what to do for white after centralization? I mean, after queen e5. I don't know. Queen e5 and if bishop takes c5, rook takes c5, and after the bishop, for example, queen this is bad, this bad, this bad. It will be maybe very difficult to play by white. And bishop f6.
On the opposite colors, it is privileged for
better. Yes,
black to
absolutely.
attack.
Yeah, and this is a problem in these pawn structures. Bishop on e4 stay not so good. Maybe no more better squares on the board. Only e4. But what to do with this bishop? I don't know. And black, I think, in this position, black has a very clear game. For example, a rook fc8 and trying to do something. For example, a5, a4, a3, and trying to create some weaknesses on white's position, especially on this diagonal, h8 and a1. So
in total, this is slightly better for black.
Yeah.
Actually, this team game is balanced when we count on the total positions. So the other game of the Turkish teams are Turkey white. Actually, Turkey in red and white are playing next to each other, corresponding to board 4 and board 5 on the teams. So the first board of the Turkey white versus Ukraine team match is the Platon Galperin, an international master from Ukraine, and versus Emirhan Tarlabaşı. Their position.
A very interesting position. I think this Catalan pawn structure looks like it. And white and black exchanged white color bishops. White has, of course, space advantage thanks to d4 pawn, but black, I think, has all chances to make breakthrough with c5, especially c5, maybe. So, but it's very difficult to play for black, in my opinion, with bishop on e7, because in these pawn structures, I mean in Catalan pawn structures, in my opinion, this bishop, I mean black color bishop, is a very big problem for them. How can they solve it? I think we have to return to our previous game. This is the best square for this bishop is on f6.
On f6?
Yes. How can they do it? I think at first Amir Khan has to exchange
knights.
A pair of knights. So after exchanging it, I think the position is equal, in my opinion. But after exchanging knights, of course. So maybe knight e4. It will be better, maybe knight e4 and bishop e1 now, and bishop f6.
Can he take on b4?
This is a very big problem. Yeah, it's a problem. Yeah, maybe we have to prepare it. For example, queen b8.
Queen b8.
Yeah, because after queen c7, rook ac1, and the spin is not so easy to make something, I think. So after queen b8, I think it's a very good position. For black, yes, and then rook fd8 and bishop f6 and pressure d4.
So I also tried to predict the exact opening before it. As I see immediately in the Catalan the a5, and I also recall the variation. There's a4 after d4 queen c2, and black plays bishop d7, bishop c6, and after a6 a5. This is probably coming from it.
This is equal position, I think. This is an equal position, of course, and many top grandmasters play this position for both sides. I mean,
for both sides.
Yeah.
Okay, our next game is from Maria Bergnik, probably a woman board on Ukraine, versus Kaan Aydin Çelebi. Do we have the camera view of this board? Second board of the Turkey white. Bergnik versus Aydin Çelebi. Is this second or third board? Probably third board. Yes. And this is the position.
I think this is a normal position for black. It looks like equal but irrational exchanging on the board, bishop against knight. So some complicated, of course, skills for the position on the board. So what to do for both sides? Of course, I think white has to squeeze in the center. And what for black, how to exploit this diagonal, I mean A8, H1. Have to think, of course. I think now, if, I don't know which move now, this is which turn, white or black?
This is black's turn. Black has to
okay.
play rook a to c8.
Rook a8, yeah, has to play it, and after if h7, h6 in time, I mean for black, yeah, it will be playable. But in this position, I don't know how to play if white decided to play knight g5, for example.
Knight g5,
And
g6.
threatening g6 and create some weaknesses on this file.
No, this is not happening because queen is defended. This is not possible.
Yeah, it is not enough compensation for the this. Yeah, so have to play back.
Maybe b4.
d4. And now I think about knight
a4.
Knight d3. I think about
Knight
this.
d3.
Yeah,
How about queen takes d3?
take, and knight f1. Yeah, knight f1 and bishop d5. I don't think that's enough. H4 maybe enough, yeah. And rook e c7.
ec7.
Yeah.
So about king h2.
Rook c3, 7 c3. Yeah.
Queen e4.
And then queen e7. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So. But what's interesting variation, I think, knight d3, but maybe we can play
Simply like knight a4.
yeah, knight f4, yeah, with same idea, yeah. So how to play?
Probably exchanging everything, like.
But this is very
Yes, I'm
dangerous.
playing knight e4.
Knight e4, h6, of course.
H?
H as a mate.
Is there a mate?
or not? And h6, knight f6, yeah. King g7. I thought about rook d8, but yes, this is enough. So it's very difficult. So we have to play back, maybe.
Knight
Take. No, take. Knight
Okay,
a4.
wait.
Takes. Knight e4. This position.
Bishop takes e4.
Bishop takes e4. Is it necessary or not? Maybe it's necessary. Exchange it. Maybe. Bishop takes e4.
Knight e4.
Knight e4. And now king g7. It's
Knight
very
f6.
complicated
Is
position,
this-
you know, I think.
Probably h3 simply.
h3
But
and h3.
can he hold like knight c3?
Knight
Simply.
c3, yeah, but and after exchanging rooks,
My rook is on c3.
yeah, it's
Suddenly black is better.
yeah.
So not that easy.
It's not easy, yeah. After exchanging queens, I don't think it's very easy to play for white because some weaknesses on this flank, I mean on queen side. So it will be very hard to play with this pawn on a3, and how to prevent involving this rook on to c3. I don't know, but I think this is complicated position. Enough complicated position, yeah.
This is seemingly normal but complicated.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, we are moving towards the which board? The second board of the Turkey game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe this is most interesting position because for both sides this is very hard to play and hard to play for white after knight d7.
He played knight d7.
Yeah, and now maybe b4.
b4.
Yeah, b4 and push these pawns.
Okay, how about g5?
g5.
I'm trying to open the position.
Yeah, of course. and knight c6 maybe.
Knight c6. To block the position.
But have to of course some calculation maybe after g takes f. Here
Probably
bishop takes, just take it, yeah. And trying to exchange this dangerous bishop on b7.
Maybe.
No, takes on, but after knight takes e.
Okay,
7 takes, and what about this position?
Oh, he played ba6 instead of our b4. He took ba6.
Oh, but it is not bad move, I think. After rook takes a6,
Okay.
have to play, and maybe after this b4, and b4 maybe dangerous because rook a2. Some,
Oh.
yeah. And then, but maybe nothing there for black because the center very carefully controlled by white pieces. So
Maybe this and queen b3. That's
queen
all.
b3, that's all, maybe.
That's all.
And maybe even rook c2 possible.
Okay.
And after exchanging, trying to take.
Can black
b4.
still try for g5?
You know, I'm not so sure for this move because what to do then? If, for example, b5 again.
I'm probably holding this line, but I will prefer rook a2 because.
Okay, knight c6 again, maybe.
Now we should. This
Take
is
it.
now possible. Now possible.
Take rook c2.
Rook c2. Okay. Take. And how about g4?
Bishop, g4 now. G4 now. With straight.
Gh I want to take.
I
But
want-
bishop b4. No. Queen e4 is. There is rook h3. Queen e4 is not possible.
Yeah, rook a1.
Rook a1.
Yeah, just simple.
What the threat? If I take, then you play this.
Yeah,
So
this is better
how
for
about
me.
f5?
F5. Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, it's possible. And if I take on
En
f6,
passant,
yeah,
knight f6.
and now bishop. Now g takes h3 is straight. Yeah,
No, I'm serious.
maybe just queen a4.
Queen a4. Okay, take, and gh.
Bishop takes e4.
Now,
This equal.
probably this is equal.
Well, yeah. It's equal position.
I'm taking it back. So, you know, the position is too complicated, but after b4,
This Sicilian looks like Sicilian defense. Yeah,
probably
This Sicilian.
let's check it.
Yeah, Sicilian. Yeah, neither. Yeah,
h3, you know, we are seemingly so much the
Yeah.
h3 line,
yeah.
the Vitolian variation. Castle, b5, e5,
D5. Yeah.
d5, f4. You know, I'm always thinking about g5 when I see those pawn structures. Why not directly g5?
Queen f3 maybe.
So it's too early.
It's
Kind of-
very,
yes, it is
very,
too early. No.
very-
Okay, b4.
But maybe g5 was a very good idea in this position. I like it. G5 in this. Yeah, it's very interesting move.
Queen f3.
Yeah, and queen c7. Queen c7. Yeah, queen c7.
I was thinking about knight takes d5. But
Knight d5 maybe, but very complicated. It's very risky. For team it will be maybe risky. Maybe in open tournament it will be a nice move, but it will be very difficult to play in when you play with team.
so what to play for white? Because I'm really wanted to take with gf4.
Yeah, and maybe knight c6. I want to play knight
Knight?
c6, knight for black.
Oh,
Yes, after knight c6.
bishop c5.
Because according Botvinnik, till that moment when white's knight on d4, black everywhere has a problem, so has to exchange it. I mean for black. After knight c6, maybe it will be better to play. And but how to do it? For example, after queen c7, f takes g5.
Okay, knight takes e5.
Just maybe queen g3.
Okay, bishop c5.
Bishop e3.
Okay, and now knight goes. Can it go to c6? Yes.
Knight knight ce2.
And c2 just defending. Okay.
And everything all around d4 square. Yeah.
How about risking the position?
And yeah, risk. So rook 81.
A1.
No, c3 better maybe.
c3 just hold
Yeah.
it. I need to get the knight out. Like, but it's,
Knight c4 maybe.
knight c4.
Bishop d2, bishop f2.
No, too much.
Too much. Too much. Yeah.
Too much. But interesting analysis.
Yeah.
You know, I like this idea from Nigel Short versus Judy Polgar. You know, there's a g5 and
G5. This is a very standard move in all French defense pawn structures, like in this position, pawn on e5 and against pawns e6, d5. It's very standard move with g7, g5.
you know, also in the Najdorf, when the pawns are e4, f4, g4, and black plays h6 and g5, even as a sacrifice.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so we are moving our last board in Özdemir and Malovany.
Interesting position too, of course, but I think this position is slightly better for black.
For black.
Yeah, because the pawn structure fixed for now on queen side. Maybe some chances with b5, 8x b5, rook b7, or rook a7 with threatening something on this flank. And what else? After b5, c takes b5.
Okay. C b5.
C6. Yeah, bishop d5 or c6, like these ideas.
How about d4?
Yeah. Bishop e2.
cb.
C takes and c6. And I think white a very nice compensation for the pawn.
b8.
I can take it on b8.
Oh,
As
it is
minimum.
even better.
Even better, yeah.
This is even better, and you can take. Oh, so this is the critical idea to play b5.
Yeah, maybe, but
It will be better for black to take with it.
rook a7
And rook b8.
and just what to do after this move? For example, bishop e2. Just wait.
E2. How? I was thinking
Or maybe
about
e4. Yeah. E4 very nice idea. Yeah, why not?
Take. No.
And what to do?
Maybe rook f7.
Bishop takes g6. Play it into flanks. Yeah.
How about rook f6?
F6 it's very risky, I think.
Is there d5? Yes.
D5.
Because you cannot take. There's bishop e5.
Yeah. But maybe we can play even f4.
Even f4.
Yeah, even f4.
Wow. Take.
White has two bishops, and then f5 idea. I think it will be better to advise our young friends when we have bishops. Of course, it is very important have the mobility pawn structure, not only to play into flanks, mobility pawn structure. So after we have in this position for white, if we play by white, we have a couple of a pair of bishops. So now we have a mobility pawn structure. So e4 is necessary. Maybe in this position, this is a key idea for this position. B5, yeah, B5 and e4. Play into places, and it will be very difficult for black now to play against this idea, and black has to prevent it or have to protect something, and it's of course uncomfortable.
So I see that you evaluate each position due to the pawn structure.
Yeah, of course.
So for the youngsters, what kind of study do you advise to improve their knowledge on pawn structures?
Of course, at first, all world champions recommended to understand Carlsbad pawn structures.
Carlsbad.
Yeah, at first this, and others, of course, Qing Indian or Benoni pawn structures. All of them standard, similar pawn structures. So I think at first have to work hard at this point, pawn structures, and after this, of course, opening and something else. But of course, it is very important not only pawn structures. I call it pieces structures. For example, bishop against knight, two bishops and rook against two rook and a knight, for example. This irrational exchanging, I mean. All this very important for improving our chess.
Thank you for joining us
Thank
and
you,
informing
thank
us.
you, and good luck
Thank you.
for all of us.
We are going for a short break.
Dear chess friends, we are back again. We had a guest, Mr. Ferit Abbasov, the Grandmaster, the captain of Azerbaijan team. Actually, I had a pleasure to watch him
He was so instructive.
with you.
With me.
He was very instructive. I really enjoyed this together with you, Ferit Abbasov. So today we actually checked most of the games, but we didn't check Azerbaijan team. But in this match, already 2 games has been finished with draw. It's on the second board, Aydın Süleymanlı made draw against Eugene Hua, and Ahmadzade against FIDE master Sean Roderick Lemieux. So the score is 1-1 now. But in this game, Muratli, first board of Azerbaijan, is playing against Rohan Talukdar. I think he has a very good position. Let's see this position.
Probably knight takes f3.
D6 is the last move, and knight takes f3 has been played. G takes f3. Now this d6 pawn is a monster. Usually
Rook
such
d7.
kind of positions, d6 pawn is worth a piece. Let's see how black can defend this position. He played something.
Probably rook d7. Or no. Let's check it.
Queen c8. Queen c8 looks like queen c8 has been played.
Why?
Maybe, I don't know, to stop.
Queen.
The queen disappeared suddenly. Queen c8.
wants to play
Attacking
queen
the
d7.
bishop, maybe. I don't know.
But rook is on pre, you cannot
Yes,
take the
yes,
bishop.
maybe,
Probably
maybe
queen,
sacrificing.
queen to d7 is a line of blockade.
Yes, maybe he wants to blockade.
So we will play rook d1. Probably
Or maybe b4.
maybe b4. Okay, queen d7.
Queen d7.
So black will wait for white.
What if I attack? But maybe
E4.
e4. If I attack e4.
Maybe I need to open lines with, let's say, rook to c1 and rook to c4, and maybe, or after rook to c1, bishop goes to somewhere, and I play rook c7,
Okay, so
stuff like
wait,
that.
maybe b4 is not a good move.
Let's say it's rook c1.
But rook c1 doesn't threaten anything.
I will play
Why
bishop
not?
e3 to open the
You
c5.
cannot play rook c1 is.
No, I can
please.
play. I can play rook c1 because you cannot take b2 right now. So you know my idea is to exchange
why not
queens.
rook a1?
What is it doing? On
I want
a1?
to take on a7.
So I will probably play queen to d7,
Or maybe I can take immediately. Why not taking immediately?
queen a8,
Queen a8, queen rook a1. We lost the second pawn.
but I play
Rook
bishop.
takes b2,
Wait, why not bishop?
e7. Huh?
Why not bishop f8?
What?
Bishop
Here.
f8. But bishop
Bishop
c5.
F8.
Bishop c5.
Yes, bishop c5. Looks very dangerous. Okay. So maybe I can take it, huh? Maybe he's thinking to take or not to take here. If you cannot refute this, I will take.
Probably queen d7 is another try. And after bishop c5, there is rook b2.
Yeah, maybe this is the reason why.
But rook b2, there is queen a8. It is not that done yet. Queen a8, bishop f8, and you play rook a1 or rook c1. You choose wherever it goes. Probably rook goes to a1. Or rook c1. No, rook c1 is better, because I will play bishop e3 and rook c7. And you cannot take cover d6, there's bishop c5. Probably rook c1. King g7. And how about bishop a3, okay. And rook c7. But queen takes d6 is possible. Interestingly enough.
So maybe it doesn't work. Maybe bishop takes a7 is not the move. Okay, it's not so easy the position. Black can defend.
But it is white who can only win this game. But it is white who can only win his game.
b4 looks actually the most actually
consistent way.
Yes. Bishop takes a7, I don't know. Not so sure. Maybe I will take later.
Maybe after b4, b5. Because now you're another possible. b4, b5.
Queen b7. You want to play what?
No, b5 is not possible.
Not possible.
Or wait. Rook b1 to prepare b5. Rook b1.
b5. Why do you want to play b5?
Because after I take bishop takes a7, I have another possible.
You cannot take now. It's protecting. That's why I want to play
rook
the rook
e1.
somewhere. Rook e2 and rook a2. This is my idea. Now if I play here, now you cannot play the bishop. e5 is attacked. So what do you play now? What is your plan?
Bishop f8.
You cannot do anything.
No. f6. No, it is just
f6, but this is
the
weakening. Yes.
There's f4.
Maybe f4 also. So maybe rook e1 and f4 also. It's not now f4 because
probably first king f1 or king h1.
And what do you play? I want to play rook e2, rook a2, and take here. And then push b4, b5, b6.
So in each case there...
But probably this is good for white. White is, I think, with some careful play, with some, planning, who should win this. What do you think? This d6 pawn is very strong.
Because it is practically really hard to defend as black.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you play some moves and your field just ends up.
Yes.
After 5 or 6 moves.
Yes. Okay, let's check also the last board of this match. Vugar Manafov versus Nicolas Vettese. And this match, Vettese Manafov. Vettese playing white. Okay, what's going on here? f5 is the last move. f5.
Black's rook is, sleeping.
How many pawns? 6 pawns white is pawn up. 5 pawns black. So Manafov is in trouble, looks like. Maybe some compensation after f5. Because if I take now,
bishop f5,
bishop f, maybe king d2, king d2. Let's say rook g3 or rook where?
Rook g3 probably is
rook
the
g3.
Bishop e4.
Bishop e4, but I can take on h3.
No. Okay.
Maybe rook somewhere g1.
Rook g1 and knight d2. Or knight d2 is
Knight
not also.
g5.
Knight g5.
Attacking again.
Knight c2, but Who knows? Yes, knight on b4 is meaningless. But you cannot play knight c2 either because the rook to d3 check. So you cannot move your knight on c3 also because b3 is on pre. And there's rook d3 check. This is not possible. Rook d3 check.
You're right. So maybe bishop f1. Okay. What's going on here?
Rook g1.
Takes.
Rook g1. Knight a. Or bishop a. No, knight takes.
Oh, maybe I can take back my pawn. No, I cannot take back. Rook g5.
Knight f3 check.
Yes. So maybe first I take here, and then rook h1. Okay, so maybe this is working now. Takes here.
Now white can win.
Yes.
White has only 7 minutes on his clock, despite.
So this match is just
Black has
still
23.
open. You know, this match is still open. So Azerbaijan has some problems to win this match. Ferit Abbasov said we are doing fine, but 2 players they may draw, and only the first board looks good position, but the last board he doesn't have a good position. Okay, let's check this Kazakhstan-Israel match.
Board 1.
Because we had a long time we didn't look to this match.
Actually, there are some scores.
In this match?
No. The other games, like on board 4, Uzbekistan is leading 3-0 against India. They guaranteed a win. Congrats for them. And Abdusatterov won. Sindarov won. And the last board, Madaminov, again won against a high rated opponent. So he's scoring on this tournament really well so far. So we return to the game Kazakhstan versus Israel.
Yes, this game, where did we left it off? I don't remember.
It was a poison pawn invitation.
Bishop c4, queen c5. Yes, bishop d5. At this point, we left this game, and then f5 has been played. Bishop e7, bishop f5, and then rook b8, g4. Aggressive style needed, because after you sacrifice the pawn, you have to play aggressive chess, and he did this. Knight f3, knight f6.
Okay, black is in good shape.
Knight takes h2. King.
Why can't he take?
Because the g1 rook is hanging.
Okay.
And then take.
Rook h7.
Rook h7, very interesting actually. Defense.
No, actually, black is seemingly winning because after bishop b7.
Yes, I don't see any problem neither with this position.
Wait. The rook was hanging. Why?
Which
rook? Rook.
He played rook.
You take one move back. Yes. I checked.
Check.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, takes. This pawn now is strong. Maybe the only chance.
Can he take after b4?
Queen d5 most probably.
And queen
because
b5.
If I lose this pawn, I will lose the game very obviously.
Queen
Maybe.
b5, queen d4, queen b5, or queen a3 check. No, you will lose the rook.
So what to do?
c7.
C7.
What is about to fall?
Rook a5.
Queen a5, obviously.
Queen
After queen c2, there's also queen c5 or queen b6 first, and king d7 next. Yes, queen b6 and king d7.
Maybe queen c4.
Okay. Then maybe a5. Yes, I will create my
some
own
problems.
path. Probably
Because
black
of this
is
pawn, some problems.
probably black is in good shape.
No, of course black should win, but it's not so easy. Because a4, b3, after giving this pawn, taking on c7, there will be some kind of
3 pawns.
queen or rook ending with 3 pawns up. So it looks like totally winning for black. And the second board, Asabayeva versus Revivo. Koyan Revivo. Let's see this game. Revivo Asabayeva. Oh, this is a rook ending, very interesting position. 2 passed pawns. What?
H5, it's trying
H4,
desperately.
H6. And now what's going on here?
Really interesting. But
Ismail, can we? This is the board. Yes.
you know, I think white is winning, because after rook h1, let's
I
say,
think he played H7 or something. One more move has been played.
just by
He did something. What
rook
did
h1 or rook e1, and he played what?
She did what? King
Um,
F7 and H7.
h7.
What about King G7? Or why is maybe there is this check here. This is the problem. If I take rook takes G4.
Can I draw this? Why?
Yeah, maybe, but it's not so easy. How do you draw this?
f3.
F3, rook F4.
Um,
Maybe rook here.
yes.
But still losing, huh? Takes.
Rook
Then
g1.
It's cut.
Rook g1
It's cut
first.
here.
It's cut.
Totally lost position.
Mhm.
So Asaboeva looks like losing this.
You play
No, she decided to play.
and you know there's another case of I'm adjusting your piece.
Yes.
Instead of king g7, rook h1 has been played. Instead of king g7,
Yes, rook H1.
rook h1.
Rook H1.
But king e4. Let's say I'll go for those little pawns.
King E4.
King e4.
Or maybe check.
Okay, what brings
First
the
check.
check? King g6.
King G6. King E4. F3. What's going on here? King E3. Let's say.
How about rook
Can I
h2?
take?
No,
No, you
your
cannot
pawn
take.
ball handling is lost. How about rook h2?
Yes, good move.
Probably the only move.
Okay, let's say I5, but F2, yes.
Mhm.
Well, actually, this looks actually. Wait a minute. Maybe no check. Check.
Probably-
Maybe it's not a good move.
Yes.
Let's say
Mm.
here F3, but what's the difference? F3.
King e3.
No, I'm threatening F2. So
Mhm.
you should play. Maybe there is another move.
King e5.
But King, this is the same.
No.
There's no meaning. Wait a minute.
So she's thinking like us, but she has 10 minutes on her clock, and his opponent has 30 minutes. So, you know, probably white is still winning, I guess.
How is it winning?
Let's try, you know, the basic line like king e4, f3, and king e3, and I will play simply a5, because you cannot take the h7 pawn. All the pawn endings are lost. So I will just push my pawn and play rook a7 check, and you know, a6, stuff like that. Whenever you just
Now, what do you play now?
king e4.
Don't tell me stories, please.
Okay.
King E4.
Tell me moves.
F3.
Tell me moves
F3.
instead. King e3.
Okay, your move rook H2.
Okay. Let's play. Rook goes to a8. Rook a8. No, rook a8. I'm winning simply. Rook a8. No. Nice.
Well, you could have played this actually beforehand. Why don't you do this?
Because I cannot.
Maybe rook
I-
A8 at the first place.
But there's f3
There is G3 you cannot catch.
or f3.
Okay.
I'm not catching the
Okay,
pawns.
okay,
That,
you're
that's
right,
why.
you're right.
That's why I first play
Okay,
king
rook
e4.
King E3, F3,
King
rook
e3.
A8.
No, king e3.
King
right.
E3.
Uh-huh.
And now King Rook F2 is not working. Okay, I have to play King G7 because threaten Rook A8.
Check first.
Check King H8.
How about
This is threat Rook A8. Yes. Now I want to play Rook F2. My plan is this.
A5.
Maybe you have to play here.
Okay. Rook H2 again.
Now you stop everything.
Rook H2 again. How?
How do you push?
I will play Rook E2 check and
Huh?
I will play Rook E2 check and then F3.
Ah, yes, Rook E2 check. You're right.
Let's play A5. I don't know who just runs out of the moves first. A5, Rook E2 check, King D4.
Or maybe Rook King F4. Why
King
not?
F4, okay.
Take F2 here.
Nice.
I can even take. Why not take?
So King of 4
Not
is still
losing.
yes.
It's totally losing.
Rook A8 was a nice idea.
Yes, yes.
That's why King
So
should come to the
so
G7.
White is winning this. So actually Israel is winning. I think on the first two boards they are winning. And let's
On
see
the third board?
this third board.
Isanjulov versus Lukin.
What's going on here? In this position, Isanjulov. Okay, is a pawn up. Here probably white is better, yeah.
Is this enough to win?
Well, I'm not sure because this bishop is very strong. Black has a post pawn and e6. You can consider maybe some weak pawn, but still,
This is a
not
pass.
so easy.
Maybe to get rid of
But
the
white,
pass
of
pawn,
course,
play Rook
why
F2 check.
Can I give check?
You need to
Maybe
give
this
check.
is the
Yes,
only move.
take. And now this is not a
Take.
pass pawn. And you play King D2. Any ending containing with only knight and bishop is winning for white due to the weaknesses. So white
Maybe
needs to.
H5, H4, not so easy. If I exchange these pawns, then 3 to 2, I have chances.
Can he get in time?
Wait a minute, I don't want to give check here. Maybe something else.
Knight D4.
Yeah, knight e4 might be good. Because I'm forcing you to exchange. Most probably you will exchange this. Yes?
I'm not sure because knight
What do I
D6
do?
doesn't want anything. Like
What do you do?
I will
Knight
play
D6.
Rook A5. Let's say. Rook A5.
He played something. Let's see what he played. In Asaboyev again.
Plus, yeah.
Can we go back, Ismail, to the second board?
Rook H1. Yes.
Rook
Can we have the
H1.
camera?
Okay.
It
He
is
played
there.
something.
Can you zoom it in?
What did you do?
Wow.
King
F3.
E5. I don't understand this King E5.
F3.
What is this move? King E5. Why King E5?
Wow. Rook F6 check, but it doesn't, go in
King
for it.
E5, F3. I think it's a mistake. King E5.
I think either.
Why King E5? King
Probably-
E4 was the right move.
Probably Rook F6 and Rook F4, but it is just given extra care.
Rook F6.
King G7.
Maybe Rook F4 is planning.
No, but it is not that efficient because we cannot even take the G4 pawn.
And because F2 is.
Yes.
I know,
Basically.
but I take it with the check.
But I will play King H7. Rook
See,
F6.
King G7, Rook F4. What
King
did he play?
H7. King takes H7.
Yes, King take H7. You're right. Why he played like this? I don't understand.
He had too many times in his clock. King
He
E4
played
was.
this move after F3. He started to think. He missed something, I think.
Yes. Obviously. King
He
E4
missed
was the
something.
basic move.
No, because maybe he thought this. Look, King E5. In your mind, you think like this. You check. Now you forget that the King is G7, and you think that I play Rook F4.
Or Rook
and
G6
you
check.
take here. And you cannot take because of F2.
Now, there's some more. Then there's some more. Rook F6 check, King G7, King G7.
Yes.
Rook F4, Rook F4 takes, and even King F5 doesn't save white. G3. Same
That's
free.
true. He might even lose this.
No, but the ending, you just sack
I
your
don't
rook.
understand. He
There's
has
a pawn
to,
ending.
he
You are
has to
losing.
calculate, very carefully in such kind of things. Rook King E5 is a very bad move.
It
He
is
has to
also
stop these pawns.
also
with the king.
against the principles.
Yeah, he has to stop the pawns with the king. He is going away of the pawns with the king. Now f3 is 2 moves queen. Now he's looking at her opponent's face. He understood that he made a mistake.
She saved the game.
Yes. Yeah, he made a big mistake. Okay, so maybe we go to the last board in this match. Cengiz Khan Sarzanov versus Lior Musyuk. Okay,
This is last board.
we checked this match. We didn't check, but anyway, this match is.
They played rook
game is-
f2
This game is better, of course. Rook f2.
Uh-huh.
Okay, anyway, rook
instead of knight e4. Rook
Rook
f2,
f2,
rook
rook
f5.
f5. Probably they will exchange on f9, maybe even rook f1.
But there's king e7.
Okay, he check.
He took.
I wouldn't do this.
King d2.
I wouldn't do this.
I think there is no problem.
I prefer. I mean, king knight e4. Anyway, let's go to the last board. Sarzanov Cengiz Khan versus Lior Musyuk. Musyuk Sarzanov. Okay, what's going on? Another rook ending.
I like those endings.
White pieces, and the last move here. White is winning. I think.
White is winning.
Rook takes f6.
Okay, king
He
g7.
already took, I think.
King g7
King
and g-
h7 has been played.
h7.
King h7.
And g5.
From here, I see.
Yes, h7. And, you know, another jadup.
King h7.
Musyuk is nervous. For what?
Who is nervous?
Musyuk, you know, the white beats. He is winning, but, you know, he is excited. As you can understand from his body language. So g5.
No,
Simply.
the problem here, if you push g5,
Okay.
I give check.
Okay, king e3.
King e3, I go here.
So rook
What do you play?
h6 check.
Yes, so,
And rook g6 check.
and then, how do you make progress?
Is it a draw? Yes.
How do you make progress?
Nice. So can you take a couple of moves back?
So this is not so easy. He understood this. He's touching.
Let's play king g5 first then.
King g5, yes, possible, but if I give check again,
Rook f5.
okay.
I can catch your pawns in the pawn ending, and this is the
Yes,
most simple
this
way.
is actually
This is the
king
way.
g5
This
is
is
a
the
good
way.
move. Yes,
This is the
king
way.
g5.
He's about to make a move. Probably king g5. Yes. You touch this king and king g5.
Yes, king
Good
g5.
job.
Okay.
And rook
He's
f7.
winning. This.
He's winning.
Rook f7, and then he's winning. And I think Israel is winning versus Kazakhstan because first. No, wait. Asagoyeva now may win or draw versus Goyan Revivo, and second board is not for sure winning now. The first board is winning, second maybe draw, and the third board.
You know,
Maybe fourth board is okay. Maybe 2.5, 1.5 in favor of Israel. What do you think?
I think it
In
will
two
be
boards they are winning.
and
First
in
and
like
first and last board.
first board Israel is winning, last board they are winning, but the other two boards I'm not that sure. So probably 2 and 2, like a draw.
2.5, 1.5. Okay,
Maybe.
let's see. Belarus, Bulgaria. I always say Bulgaria. Lazavik, Stoyanov. What's going on here?
E4.
Not so much moves as we made. After so many hours, is this maybe we don't have the moves?
Now we have the moves, or
How come it's so?
no, we don't have the moves. Can you
That's
see
what
moves?
I'm seeing actually.
Can you see
Yes,
moves?
there are no moves. Ismail, we have problem with the Bulgaria match. Bulgaria.
Or is it so? I'm checking
Belarus.
from
No, this is a totally different.
No, the
position.
board is similar.
Totally different position.
No,
I
you
think
you can check from the board.
Knight or knight c7 may be played.
Yes, this is the same.
Knight c7, but there's no knight on d6. How come it can be same?
Queen takes. No,
This is,
he's taking the
There is
pawns.
no knight on d6.
Probably e5.
Knight f4 has been played, I think.
No, e5, knight c8, knight c8.
Knight c8. Knight f4. Maybe.
Yes, And
now
queen takes
a4.
This is the
Okay,
position.
this is the position. So maybe not so many moves. So we just had position.
Why he gave the pawn? Oh, he couldn't hold the pawn. So
E6 now.
E6.
He is attacking.
I think the attack is
He
not that
wanted to
efficient.
Attack, but how to attack? I don't understand.
Simply
this.
rook takes d4. Why don't I take? Rook takes d4.
Rook takes d4.
Mhm.
Why do you give on f7?
I will take with the king.
But
King.
d4 you can take anyway. Why not play something? I mean, more what we call safe. f6 for it.
This is more safe. I agree, but you
You
know.
cannot take on d4.
So you will play bishop h6.
Oh,
Okay, this is logical. After f6, if you play bishop h6 somehow, then this is logical.
e6, f6. I would prefer f6, but if you want to play, of course, how do you
Greedy.
call it? No, I mean risky way. E takes f7.
And he plays
takes
knight
f7,
e6.
and knight, I don't know, e6. Yes, you're
But
right.
nothing happens after knight takes e6, queen takes
Knight
e6, and I
takes,
play
e
king
takes,
f8.
Queen
King
takes
f8.
e6, and you don't care about this.
Yes.
Nothing happens, huh?
Yes, I'm too greedy. But rook takes d4.
Maybe knight. Rook takes
rook
d4,
takes d4
knight
first.
e4, but queen e5.
I'm holding, babe. I'm the pawn grabber. Like, I'm playing like Viktor Korchnoi, you know? If he sees a pawn, he thinks as
I found
a matter of
out-
debate.
Okay, it doesn't work. I thought maybe knight e4, knight
Knight
g5,
g5,
but
knight-
knight d6 is protected.
But knight d
Knight takes
knight h7.
let's go to this line. Okay, what do you play? I sacrifice a rook.
Okay, knight g5. And I get mad at that. So
I'm not sure.
I'm not taking the rook. I'm not taking the rook. After knight e4, I will think.
No, of course.
I will-
okay,
Okay.
maybe you sacrifice back here.
No,
You don't want it.
I'm the pawn grabber. I cannot
Pawn
sacrifice
grabber.
things. Maybe knight to d6. Maybe knight to
Knight
d6.
d6, but
But
again,
the knight takes d6. No, it is not.
And knight takes d6. Yeah,
It is
yes,
not
this
possible.
Not
No, no,
working.
no. So it is risky. to
Yeah,
play
that's what
like
I'm
that.
telling you. This is not so. I mean,
You say that experience.
necessary. Yes, you have to feel this. He played what?
He played
Knight
what?
d6 he played. Maybe it's a good move. Knight d6. He wants to take with the knight.
Okay. Logical.
Yeah, logical. Also, he puts the knight in the game back.
He also wants to play e5.
He wants
You know,
what?
Knight f7, you know, bishop e3
Yeah,
and
after he
e5.
takes f6. So maybe he will not take on f7 now. But anyway, it looks like black is okay here.
Mhm.
Yes. So
Black is
Stoyanov
okay.
it looks better. Let's go to Maxim Tsaruk versus Momchil Petkov. Momchil Petkov Saruk game. Okay, this game. Oh, Saruk has the knights on d3, c5.
On everywhere.
What an exchange down.
I
He
think
sacrificed and exchanged. Okay.
there's compensation,
Yes,
definitely.
definitely compensation. 6 pawns versus
There's no
5.
pawn.
And the position looks actually
One
maybe
line
not,
is
not
open.
winning, but
One line is open.
maybe knight d5 is coming. What's going on here?
Knight d5,
Knight
maybe
d5.
b5. Knight d5,
Knight
b5, b5.
b5.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, b5 is a good move.
After knight c7,
So
I have
knight
rook c8.
d5 is not working. Knight c2 maybe. I don't know. Knight, let's say
Queen
knight
f6.
c2,
Queen
f6,
f6.
or d6. Anyway, queen f6. Let's say.
Oh, knight d5 against this.
Or maybe queen d6.
Queen d6 is better.
Queen d6.
How about
Knight b4 maybe.
let me repeat the moves?
Knight b4. But what can I do here? These knights are very strong.
Knight e1.
And f5.
Maybe knight. Oh, but
You
he
want
can
to
take
win.
with no. He wants to take with the pawn to open the diagonal of the bishop and the e4 square for his knight. So I cannot take the knight right now.
He played something. Knight d5 he played.
And he
Knight
took with the
D5.
bishop. Why
Knight
not b5?
Why
No,
not
no, why not b5?
Yes. Maybe there's some knight c7 or
No, knight c7 or c8.
rook c8. I don't know why.
I will-
b5, maybe knight f4. No,
I will definitely
I
play
don't
b5.
understand. Maybe there is queen c3 after b5. Here, queen c3. This is the reason why.
Okay, take the queen and play b4.
Yes, but this is not winning.
b4.
You are exchange down.
I have the,
Exchange down.
I have the
You
pawn
are
majority in both flanks.
No, you are exchange down.
I have the
I
majority.
don't like this.
And knight d5. No, I don't like it either because there's knight f6 and knight b4 at the same time. So, okay. So you're right. There's queen
Doesn't
c3.
matter. This
That's
is
why
fine.
you played bishop takes
Yeah,
c4.
bishop takes d5, knight takes d5, and now b5. Okay, again queen e3 this time. Because you
Similar
must-
idea.
Yeah, this time if I take with the knight, I protect c4. But if I take the c4,
This is the same.
knight f6,
Mhm.
queen e5 forced, but now he didn't lose anything. This knight is hanging.
How to protect the c3 pawn?
How to protect? Good
The c4.
question.
How to?
Good question. What
Is
can I
what-
do now?
Knight c7 is not possible either.
Knight.
Actually, black asked a good question. No.
Yeah, this is actually.
This means the second pawn. And they played something. f4. He played f4. White played f4.
Really?
Yes, f4.
Why?
And queen d6.
I don't understand.
Queen
this.
d6.
F4.
Queen d6.
Ah,
yes.
maybe not queen d4.
Queen d4 and rook d8.
Rook d8. Ah, the game changed dramatically. What about knight f6 check? You cannot go king g7.
There's knight d8.
King f7.
King-
King h8
King
probably.
h8. And now queen takes. No, it is not possible either. Interesting. Isn't it?
Can I play here? Or here?
Queen e1, let's say queen e1. But what does it doing after bc4? Knight takes c4. No, knight takes c4. I don't like it. Because queen d4 check.
Yes, it does.
Knight takes c5. He's losing a piece. So queen e1. And suddenly he just rescued his piece and the pawn. And what's more,
What is he thinking now?
black needs to play out. From his body language, you clearly can understand that he doesn't like the events going.
Knight f6 check, he should play actually here.
Black has 1 minute and 37 seconds,
He is
and
not going to play knight f6.
why?
From the body language, I think he's going to play with the queen.
With the queen. But there is no logic with play with the queen. Maybe queen a1 first.
He's
Oh,
not sure.
queen a1 first. This is also another good idea. And knight f6 next.
Let's see. Interesting position. Maybe he's in time trouble.
Probably queen a1 is also a good move.
That goes up.
Yes, queen a1 is probably winning.
Queen a1 now?
Yes, because the difference is, everything comes by force. Queen a1. He played queen a1. Nice.
Well, it's the same, no? Knight f6, queen
He
a1.
played
What's the
bc4.
No,
Wow.
but same as we were speaking about this. Knight f6, king h8.
And knight e4. He lost the position. Knight e4.
Maybe he will go to f8. Knight takes h7, king e7. Maybe he wants to do this. The knight is out of the game, yeah. I want to exchange on d4 now, and then push the pawns. c3, c1.
Also
c2.
possible.
Yes, it's another idea. That's the reason why I didn't want to play first queen a1 actually. Here in this position, this is the difference. If you play, for example, here,
Now king
king
f8.
f8, this is different now.
By what?
Yeah?
How? Oh, knight d7. Now you can exchange the queens and play b.
Yes.
Wow.
You see? That's the difference.
So knight
Here
d6.
you have no chance to exchange the queen. It's a mistake, queen a1.
But how about rook b6 after bc4?
Here.
But queen d5. No, it is
well,
not possible.
Yes.
No, it's not possible.
Yes. He already played king f8. You see, he solved this idea. He solved very quickly. He miscalculated. Petkov made a big mistake now. Black has good chances.
If he played
king f8.
this,
What to do now? No, it's
after
not
queen
position,
a1.
Queen a1. And
bc4.
bc4, check, king f8. Let's see if there is other chances here.
Oh, he even took a queen, you know. Saruk had a queen.
What? He's
Saruk,
playing
you know.
with this.
No. He just, you know, if you
He
want to
took the
promote the queen, you know.
What did he put? King h2. What's this? He doesn't want to allow rook queen d4 check.
But queen d4 anyway. No.
Queen d4 anyway.
Yes.
All right. Or maybe.
Queen d4 anyway.
Yes, you're right. Queen d4. Queen rook d4.
Yes, he played queen d4.
Yes, rook d4.
My past pawns are coming too strong.
Can I play something like
Rook b8 check.
check?
Rook b8 check he played. But checks come to the end. Yes.
G5. I cannot take on this because
C3.
I have to come to e3.
You know c3?
I have to come here.
And I play what? Rook a4.
Rook a4, I have check here and take on c3.
So you say that it is not that easy.
Yes, okay. Let's move on to Ivan Runets versus Gergana Peycheva. What's going on here? Runets, Peycheva.
White had the classical advantage of knight and queen versus bishop and queen pair, and if he can stand the blockade on e3 and defend the f2 at the same time, like rook e2 and rook d2, he will size a good advantage.
Who will chase?
White. After rook
But
e2,
this
rook
bishop
d2.
here is very good. I don't know how you will get the advantage.
No,
here.
first I will play rook e2, rook d2, and queen to somewhere and
Last
rook
move,
e3.
queen e3. I don't know what they played. You cannot see here. Rook e5 I think has been played. Some
Rook e5, rook e2 maybe.
Rook e5, and I don't see a rook on e1. Maybe you're right.
Probably rook e2. And now black is
I
thinking.
don't see a rook on e2 in either. I don't know what he played. Okay, let's say rook e2,
Yes, and
then what?
g6. Yes, g6.
Now she's thinking.
No, g6 and queen d2.
No, she's thinking.
But there, white has a queen on d2, not on e3. And pawn on g6.
Queen on d2?
Yes. There.
Rook or queen? Are you sure rook or queen? Maybe rook is on
Maybe.
c2, I think. There's something on c2.
Can we get the zoom on the board 3?
Yes, you see rook on c2.
Rook on c2.
Bishop c4, rook c2 has been played. Rook c2.
Bishop d3? No. Why?
Now
Bishop?
she's thinking.
Bishop d5 again or bishop d3?
I prefer bishop d5. Bishop d3 I don't like.
Why?
Because anytime I
F3.
can play f3 and this bishop is like a pawn here. Bishop d5.
See, she played bishop to d3.
Yeah, this is not right.
Technical
Big
speaking.
mistake.
So there are fast moves on the board 4, as you can see.
Let's go to board 4. What's going on here? White is better, I think. Okay, let's go to board 4. Kolev Tarasenko. Alexandra Tarasenko versus Kolev. Oh, Tarasenko.
Actually, we have guest from the Turkish team,
Okay.
Ashit Can.
Işık.
Welcome.
Işık Can
Maybe your chair.
is here. Welcome, Işık.
Thank you.
You won?
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Our youngest international master in the history of Turkey is together in our studio. So Işık, let's speak first of all, before we analyze your game, about your result in Moscow.
Yeah, it wasn't Moscow. It is
were Petersburg?
St.
St. Petersburg, sorry.
Yeah, I played pretty well. I mean, I made draw with Halifman and I won against some 2 GM. It
Who
was
are
quite
they?
good.
Who are they?
Well, Ilya Shenok and some young guy. I don't even remember his name.
2 Russian grandmasters.
Yeah, Russian.
Perfect. You had 7 points out of 9 games.
Yes.
And you won how many elos?
20.
20 elos.
Yes.
Perfect. So what was the result in the classification?
I finished at 9.
9th place,
Yes,
which you
ninth.
shared probably.
Yeah, I shared 4 to 9.
4 to 9. Perfect. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Here, what is your score?
2.5 out of 3.
2.5 out of, you didn't play 1 game.
Yes.
Okay, congratulations. Here also you are gaining some elo points.
Yes.
Okay, let's go to your game. You played against whom?
Against
I will find your game. Armenia. You are white? Black?
No, black.
Black, okay, you are black. Okay, I found your game. What is the score in the team?
Yeah, just 1-0 now.
That's one. What
Yes.
are they doing, the others?
Yeah, probably our third board is winning and first board is not sure.
Not sure. Okay,
A little
we'll
bad.
see later, maybe together. Okay, this is the last position.
But
Let's
probably
go.
we will win.
Okay, you can show us your game.
Okay. Now he played d4, d5. Now
Mhm.
c4, c6. This is the. Let me show theory here. Knight f3, e6, knight h4, bishop e4. Now f3, bishop g6, queen b3, bishop queen c7. Now bishop d2, bishop e7. Now black wants some knight e4, so white should take and then do castle. And then now I took it and then play a6. Now I know until here, and then he played bishop d3. He prepared this time probably because he was
played
playing
quickly.
good. Yeah, he's playing quickly, and then I thought that normally the theory is king b1, then b5. So he played bishop d3, then I play b5. I want to transpose it.
To it, yes.
Yeah, and he played knight e4, then I took it. He took it like this, knight d7, queen c2. Now maybe he wants some bishop g6, but I can't do castle because of
H4, H5.
yes, h4, and then h5 is coming, and it seems really scary. That's why, and he wants maybe c6. I'm not sure, but I play rook c8 because I want to push c5. He can't take probably because I can take and king f8 and I'm safe here. And he played king b1. Now I played c5. He took it. Well, maybe he should play d5. I mean, I'm scared of this moment. This was better probably because now if I take it, he can take and he can push e4. Then this bishop looks good and this bishop looks good either.
Comes into the game, yes.
Maybe h4, h5, and it looks scary.
Yes. So maybe you have to study this line.
Yeah,
yes,
probably.
There is some
Yes.
novelty, yeah.
Maybe I should play e5. I don't know. And there is some. I calculate something like bishop g6, fg6, take, king f8. Now, if d6, I can take like this because of bishop a5. Then if I take queen d6 and queen d7, so I have to take like this, and he can play queen f5 check. Now I can play queen f6 because of queen d7. So this is only move, and sorry,
Queen c8.
bishop f6 is only move. then bishop c3, then d7 is hanging, so I
So-
can't play e5.
Uh-huh.
So d5 probably was the best move.
Yes.
He took it, lucky for me,
Mhm.
and I took either. Now I think he took because of he thought that he can take it. Then fg6, queen g6, now king f8, bishop c3.
Yes. So
I'll calculate this either, but if rook g8 there is some problem. Maybe rook d4. I mean, I can't go with king
You
anywhere.
need to play e5. That's
Yeah, if e5, queen d5. I mean,
rook d5. Yes.
yeah,
But before it, just e5 after rook, instead of rook g8.
this
Mhm.
like this. Yeah, maybe, but my knight is very bad on here.
We
Maybe
play-
Again,
he
rook
can
d5.
play queen
Again.
f5 and bishop e5. A lot of threats here.
Oh, c8 is
I can
hanging.
take it. I can take it. Yes.
Too many, too many
Why?
pawns.
King f7, and no, you can't take king f7.
Okay, but he don't have to take this.
Okay, I'm also threatening with
Where,
mate.
where to go with the queen?
I can't go anywhere.
No, there's no check.
Yeah.
Interesting position.
Yeah, maybe.
Yes, true.
Yeah, probably right.
Very
I was
interesting.
calculating about that.
Very interesting position.
But I saw just this. I saw that I can play bishop h4.
Interesting.
This is very nice move.
Defending with the queen.
Yeah, defending
And
with
then
the
you
queen. And
want to play
I want to
rook
play
h6.
rook h6 and bishop f6, and I want knight a4, and this is winning for me. And that's why he didn't play this. So he saw that, and he played g3.
To prevent bishop h4.
Yeah,
In a sense.
yeah. And he played g3.
Very deep understanding.
But I'm not sure he played because of that, but if he did, he was smart.
Yeah.
And he played g3, I played castle now. He played f4 now, and queen b8. Now white has very big problems here. I can play knight a4, b4.
Yeah.
He can't go anywhere with queen, he can't go anywhere with bishop.
This f4 probably is a mistake, yeah?
Yes, and g3, f4, I think
Maybe rook
this is
c1
mistake.
or something like that.
He should play maybe h4, or maybe
Yeah, maybe rook c1 first.
yeah, maybe rook c1.
We also
definitely.
were talking about this position with Ferid Abbasov. He was our guest, and we are checking exactly your position. And he told us that in those type of positions, black's idea is to put the bishop on f6 and queen e5 at some moment.
Yeah, exactly. And I want to play queen b8 and b4, b3. That's my idea. And white should do, or either he can try to protect these ideas, or he can try to mate me.
Exploration.
Yeah, he can try to. He played g3, I played castle, f4, queen b8. Now this is only one, I think. Bishop c1 was the only chance for him, and I played bishop f6. Now I can play I didn't play b4 because of queen c4, and now I can't go anywhere with my knight, and this is just meaningless, and
Yes.
that's why I didn't play b4, and I want to put bishop on here and then play b4, b3, or knight a4. He played queen g3, of course, and I played b4. I want to push this b pawn, and he played g4. That's the only chance for him. He has to
Get rid of the bishop.
Yes, get rid of the bishop. b3, a3, and now I play queen c7. He can't play g5 because I can take. Oh, what?
Double click on your game.
Where is my game?
Somewhere here.
And
Take queen c2.
take. Queen c2, so he can play like this. And queen c7. So he has to either play rook d2.
Or king a1.
No, king a1, some problems with a3.
Queen a5.
Yeah, queen a5 probably, and then knight a4, it looks very good. So he played rook d f1. I thought that rook d2 was better because of, rook a d1, rook h d1, and now this rook is out of the game, I mean. And I played rook f d8. My idea was maybe knight e4, like
The
for
arrows are not
example,
working.
h3 take queen c2 maybe, like take and then queen d3. But I'm not sure because it's not easy because he can play rook h2 and then there is rook c2 now. And if I like just wait, he wants to put his rook on f2.
Attack on c2, yeah.
So you need to wait for queen
It was
c2.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think he didn't see it, so that's why he played like rook f2. He wanted to protect it.
The c2.
Yeah, he didn't see the rook h2, rook c2 idea.
What happened there?
They shook hands on both boards. No, on board 3. Board 3 of the which game?
Ismail,
Probably
what happened?
Turkey.
NS won. Nice.
NS
Won or draw?
I saw.
NS lost, I think.
Oh yeah, maybe lost. Yeah, NS lost.
Yes, knight f5 and NS is lost.
Oh, that's bad.
Yes.
So it's not easy for
You
us.
were expecting he will win?
Yeah, he will win. I thought that he's going to win.
He was better?
I'm not sure, but it seems so.
So what's going on? Okay, you show the game, we'll
Okay.
check together.
G5. Now bishop e7, rook f2. Now rook d6. I wanted to take e4 and put my rook to c6, and it's better for me. And he played h4. I did my plan, and he put here rook c2. And now I want to take a3, maybe play b2. But he can, hold. He can take and
Protect the bishop.
let me do something like this, and bishop b2. Bishop. What's happening? Bishop. What is this?
There's a bug. Sometimes it happens.
How can I solve this?
It is
What
not
did you want to
personal.
show? What did you want to show?
I want to show that bishop a3 isn't working.
Okay, here. What he played?
Yeah, I just play some
Let's
move.
say
Yeah.
h1, bishop takes h3, b takes h3,
B2.
b2,
Bishop b2.
bishop b2,
And
rook b8.
Rook b8.
Yes.
No, I can't play rook b8. Okay,
You just
bishop b2, rook b8, queen d4. Then white can hold this.
Okay.
So he played queen d3. I played rook g2. Now, okay, I cannot play.
There is a problem, huh?
Yes.
Queen rook c2. In the game, what happened?
In the game, I played rook g2.
Queen
he played-
d3. No.
Rook
Where is the rook has
where is
gone?
my-
Rook has gone. Rook suddenly disappeared out of the game. I don't understand what's going on here.
Okay, there is rook, yes.
It's
And I
wild.
played
What's
rook
going on?
c2, and I played rook g2. He can take b3 because of rook b8 and bishop a3 stuff, or rook b8, queen c3, and so he played like this. He played e4. I played rook gc2, and now he played f5. He didn't see bishop a3. Yeah,
I'm b2.
but actually he didn't see at all. I mean, rook c2. He should protect. He should do something like
Rook g3.
yeah. Rook g3 maybe.
After bishop a2.
Yes,
I'm
probably.
still holding.
Queen c6 I was going to play, I think. And then maybe,
Shot with rook takes c1.
yeah. And f5, bishop a3, fg6, fg6. And he took it. I mean, this was an incredible mistake. I was expecting h5. And then still some problems I have to solve. Because I need to take rook h1, then maybe some... Okay, I can play it. h5 take, rook h1, rook h5, and some g6. So
No, there is a problem. Yes.
so
You're
it-
right. Don't touch it.
so still it wasn't easy, but he took it, b2, he took this too. He didn't see that I can took like this. He expected me to take b
Yes.
c1,
Now B1
Yeah.
queen. He didn't
and
see.
then I played this and he resigned.
Okay. Very interesting game.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank
Let's
you.
go to Armenia
Yes.
Turkey match, and we can also
It's 1-1 right now.
1-1.
And there is board 3, Akın Kızılkuş versus who?
I think there's a
Sargsyan.
problem, Ismail, with the. Okay, now I'll turn off this.
And the game is Sargsyan versus Kızılkuş. As actually Kızılkuş versus
Who is
Sargsyan.
playing?
It seems like winning. for
Which
white.
board?
There are
Sargsyan,
two
Kızılkuş.
teams.
Okay, this is the position, eh?
Okay, they're on the ball.
This is the position.
Yeah, probably white should put his king to f3 and push.
Sargsyan, Kızılkuş. Black is
Sargsyan.
pawn down.
Mhm. And white has 2 distant pass pawns.
What's going on?
It wasn't easy, but seems like winning. Actually, it is easy.
White
to
is
win.
winning, I think.
Yeah, it is easy to win. You just put your king to f3, bishop on f4, then push h pawn.
Yeah, it looks like this a pawn is a monster.
Yes.
The knight got stuck.
Or maybe he
Really.
wanted to play. He wants to play knight d2,
Knight
then
F3.
king c4.
Yes, and also
Yeah.
knight f3,
Yeah.
knight d4 also is
Yeah,
They play-
hold it like
Yes,
knight f3.
yes, knight d2.
and
Is
make-
this the right board? No.
Knight d2.
Can we get the camera on the Turkey versus Armenia? On
Ismail
board
Akın Kızılkuş.
5.
This
on
is
Yes.
board
first
3?
Yeah, this is first board.
Board 3 of 5.
This is
Ah, yeah.
first board.
Mhm. No, this is
No,
the
this is
third
first.
board.
This is first board.
This is
board.
first board. Ah, okay.
Let's check this
Let's
first
check
board
this.
as well.
Mhm.
To know
If you open-
Nalbant. He was playing.
No, camera is on the first board. Now we are checking the first
Okay,
board.
this is the Nalbant Garipyan.
Mhm.
Okay.
So it
this
seems
is, Nalbant lost, huh? So many
king,
pawns.
king c5 is only. No. Why? White
Ah,
wants
well,
to take
exchange
d6 and
up.
knight
Exchange up.
f4.
Is
Yeah.
an exchange
He's
up.
exchanger, but he doesn't look. I mean, from his,
Body
he made a
language.
mistake. I think. Look at the body language. He is not happy at all.
What? But
And he's on the
position
side.
wasn't like this in the normal.
Can you see
in the
more?
camera.
This is the position.
Mhm.
So
What's going on here?
what happened? Can I
don't
look?
understand what happened.
Can I look?
Ismail,
like
can
this?
you fix the
King
board?
c5, rook d.
Ismail,
Oh,
can you
rook
fix-
e1. Oh, rook
What
e-
happened?
Rook
He missed
e1
rook
mate
e1
trade.
mate.
Oh, very
Rook
nice.
takes c6 and rook
Very
e1.
nice tactic. Oh,
Rook
Ah, he
E1
lost the
mate
rook.
trade.
yeah.
By that. King takes d6.
Yeah, this
And
is
knight
just
h4.
losing.
Yes,
Yeah.
king takes d6 and knight h4 as
This
well.
is just losing. Oh,
He missed rook a1.
very nice rook a1. Yeah. King c5.
So
It-
how
it
did it
wasn't
happen? He
his-
was losing before?
Yes, probably.
Probably.
This is
Probably.
the position.
Why you
This-
left your g2 pawn undefended? You know, there's no
Maybe
reason to
Because
maybe
I
he
think
calculated
he
this.
saw rook h6.
Rook h6
Yeah.
and c4
Yeah, then rook d2,
This
then
and
I'm winning,
this.
he said.
So
Probably.
whole variation he
takes,
miscalculated.
Yeah.
Mhm.
takes and rook
Maybe
e1.
it is like for black. I'm
So
not
he
sure.
resigned. He resigned.
I'm not sure he saw that
Probably he didn't saw it
Yeah.
He didn't
beforehand.
see it,
before he
Mhm.
took. The,
He found the very nice
You know, it is a bad
Yes.
decision. Mhm.
very tactical. Yes, true.
But he played good. What can we say?
Yes, he played good. Yes, he also found a good result. But let's see. Okay, maybe 2-2.
Okay,
Huh?
so
Result
2-2,
will be
yeah,
maybe
probably.
2-2 if he wins. Most probably he will win Kızılkuş. This is. Let's see the position. Knight a6 has been played. What about h5, h6? Can I play it or maybe not?
Some problem.
Knight d2 maybe.
Yeah, well,
Why
I think
not
white
king
should
d4?
play
King
slowly.
d5?
slowly.
Looks actually
King
simple, no?
d5.
Well,
King
No.
c4.
no, active
Ah,
defense,
King d5,
h5 is
h5 is going.
Or maybe even bishop f6 is a good move too. You know?
But you need to defend the h4 pawn first with knight f3.
Yeah,
Because,
yeah,
you know,
then-
there's
then-
king e6,
yeah, then-
and that's stuff like that.
Should be winning.
Yeah, should be winning. And he has got time also.
Akın Kızılkuş.
He has
yes.
7 minutes and 24 seconds.
He has time to win this. He will
He
win,
did,
I
he
think.
did play something, but we don't see it. Oh, the pawn is on h6, I think.
Can we like focus there?
İsmail daha zoom yapabiliyor musun? Can you make more zoom?
You know,
The pawn looks on h6.
mhm.
And there is a king on g3 or no bishop on g3. The pawn is on f4.
He just pushed the pawn.
There is
King
a-
on g8.
There is a. Okay.
Ah, this is the position. Okay, then Okay, h5.
He didn't
knight
be
c5.
patient.
Actually, this is a
Actually,
risky way
this
to
h5
play
probably
it.
not good move.
Yeah, it is really
Yes,
risky.
yes, it was not a
But
good
maybe
move.
he calculates something. I don't know.
Like bishop
What did he
e7.
calculate?
No, he can't play with his king.
But there is bishop e7 idea.
Yeah,
Bishop
the
is,
only idea is
Yeah, bishop
Like
e7.
knight a6 is
Did he
forced
play bishop
and now
e7?
knight a6 is only move, then king d3.
D3.
Did he play bishop e7?
Now
is
he
thinking
can go
to
back
play.
if king h7 and it seems winning now. Yeah.
Bishop e7.
Yeah, he
knight
calculates
a6.
right, I think.
And now what? King,
king d3,
King d3, yeah.
king h7.
And king h7, bishop g5, then king c4. It's
king
winning.
c4. Yes, should be easily
yeah,
winning.
so probably 2-2. I mean.
You know,
What? He played something else.
you played what?
Knight d3? What is this knight d3?
He played knight d3,
I
what?
don't understand.
Where? In this position?
Yes,
Please,
knight
knight
d3.
d3.
Or maybe it is winning also.
Maybe this is also winning, yeah.
But how
Because
about
attacking-
f3?
attacking.
How about f3?
Knight d3, f3, yeah, that's the problem.
How about f3?
Maybe, and then bishop e3, take, bishop f4.
No. And there is no take. There is direct. No, f2 is not big.
No, f3, knight,
How about
knight
knight e4?
e3, f3, bishop e3.
3 and knight e4. No, I'm going.
f3. What do you
Bishop
play?
e3,
Bishop e3 and knight e4.
knight e4, can I
You
play
cannot put,
a6?
how do you, I mean,
No.
are you joking with me? You have to take here, most probably.
But
Take,
this is still losing.
take.
No, you can take it. You can take it.
This is
You
losing.
can take what?
Yeah, you can take d3, then it's
Knight,
just losing.
what to do? Knight a6?
Yeah, maybe knight is.
But
Yeah,
this
knight-
knight d3 is a very passive.
Yeah,
move. Why?
Akın is playing really good now.
King d2 and knight. No. King d2. No.
Knight f2 maybe? What to play here?
Knight d2, king d3, and king e4. Okay. Knight e4.
Maybe
Played f3?
maybe we can play
Yes,
king d1 and we want knight c5. You know,
So this is the
it's
position.
winning. I think king d1 is winning.
Yes, because you can
King
play
Yeah, it's just winning.
king d1 and knight c5.
Yeah, he will win this. I think no problem.
Yeah, I think so too. He should win this.
So there are some results. The second board of the Kazakhstan, namely Bibisara Subayeva, won against Cohen Revivo in that
Really?
rook ending. You know, she
Really?
was losing and she won.
Yeah, it was actually very
After
interesting
we went
position.
also.
Let's check this again.
Mhm.
Let's check this again. Bibisara Asaviva
Cohen Revivo was white and Bibisara was black.
review. Where is he?
You can find according to the
Somewhere
rating.
here, okay. Okay, let's see this game.
We were in the rook end game.
Incredible. He was winning, totally winning. Look at the position.
You can check from also the big screen.
This position. He
Yes.
pushed h6, king f7,
H7.
h7, king
And he
here.
forgot to play king e4.
He plays king e5.
Oh.
Very bad move. Instead of king e4,
This is
king
really
e4 winning,
Yeah.
totally winning.
Probably he calculated rook f6, then rook f4, then I'm winning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I said as well.
But king g7, king
he,
h7.
He,
Yeah,
forget,
yeah, yeah.
he forgets that the king takes h7.
It's very absurd. What can
And now it's losing.
No, black is winning. Definitely.
So, what's happening in the last game of Israel Kazakhstan?
Let's
I
focus
think
on
it's,
that.
in the last game, winning. Israel is winning, I think.
Wait. Isanjulov versus Lukin. Last
Yeah.
game, Isanjulov
Sarzanov.
versus Lukin.
So it seems just white can win this.
White can win.
Maybe
Why?
c5, knight c4, knight d6. But it seems like a draw.
Musik Sarzanov is finished.
Yes.
White won.
White one.
But no, just one game.
The third
left.
board.
This is the
No,
last
no,
board.
No, this is not.
The remaining board. He was.
This is Kazakhstan, Israel. No?
We are
Sorry.
we are one.
The first board you are checking.
No,
Which board you are
third,
checking?
third board.
Isanjulov versus Lukin.
Isanjulov, this is finished. Okay, this is finished in favor of Israel. What about first board? Is it finished?
Yes, Israel won
One.
the first board.
Okay.
This is 2-1 right now.
Okay, so
In
Israel-
behalf of
In this
Israel.
position, if the pawn is missing, then it can be equal. Yeah. If there was no c6 pawn, I think it's equal. Yeah.
Most probably how to win. Yes. Always
You sack the rook.
stalemate.
Yeah.
Always
Funny.
stalemate. Yes.
He lost because of his
Yes.
pawn.
Okay, let's go. Let's find this third board. Who is playing Isan Julov?
Versus Lukin.
Okay, Isan
And he
Julov,
plays C5.
Looking.
Yeah, c5 is only chance,
Knight c4, knight d6.
and because of now e2
So
king
what's
is very
going on
bad
here?
now.
C5.
But probably white sided to
That's what I was speaking with you. Look, Işık, I was telling you this position. That was the position we were speaking with Erkin about.
And we are
the
talking about
position.
exchanging the rooks.
The beginning of this ending. Look, this is the position. He plays this. Okay, this king f7. Interesting position. Erkin said, okay, rook f2 may be possible. Rook f5, and this ending I said I don't like because he will get rid of these pawns,
H5.
and then 3 to 2 you will play. But here instead, maybe you can play
Knight E4.
rook ending, knight e4, which is much better. You are pawn up, and all these weak
probably
pawns. Yes,
he afraid because
knight e4.
general they say okay rook against is
But
drawish.
all these weak pawns.
But knight e4
Active rooks.
just I can play maybe rook h5 or rook g6.
I thought the same, you know, it is
Yeah,
not
but-
double
No,
cutter for
yeah, I can play rook h5 because of rook f1, but I think I can play rook
But
g6.
there's some problem. Yes.
No, maybe
I
rook
take
f2
as
is better.
knight c5. Rook
Because-
f2 take and knight c5.
So what? Knight e4,
Knight e4,
rook g6.
rook h5.
And I can play bishop d5 at the end, I think. Rook g6, no, not rook h5.
not
What
rook
do you
h5,
play?
rook g6.
Rook g6.
Rook g6 you play.
Defend e6.
But this looks very
Knight
passive
c5
now.
and bishop d5.
This looks
But
very passive
how about
now.
b3? Knight c4.
Well, now?
Knight c5.
Instead of
knight, no, now knight c5.
Okay, no.
Bishop d5 or so.
No, I don't have to play
Let's
now.
go
I can
here,
play king
here,
d7.
takes,
King f5.
And
takes,
now
Knight c5, king
knight
King
d7.
d7.
c5,
nothing happens.
king
Yeah,
e7.
it seems like draw.
No, but I am much better here. What is this position?
No,
I will play this one pawn up.
Okay, but other positions one part. Oh, I can play rook f6. It's not easy.
No, I don't know.
I don't think
I
that white
prefer-
is much better. White is better, of course, but
Yeah.
not much better.
But in the other one, it's not so easy. What did they do? Let's see. Takes. Look.
But this is harder, yeah. You are
Yeah,
right.
this is
Yeah,
harder, of course, much
yeah.
harder. Look at the position. You prefer to play this?
No, of course, because
This
now.
is what I'm trying
yeah,
to say.
now you can change pawns and
Let's use changing
Yeah,
the
yeah.
pawns.
you play the.
Look,
Play.
maybe if you lose this pawn, you will almost lose this game.
You are right.
Yes, that's the problem. Look, to get maybe it takes on b2. What
Rook
what
G6,
is-
right?
G6.
mate, yes.
It's the rook
when,
H4.
when he lost on g3, something's happening. Look,
Check. What?
check,
Then king f4, yeah.
and then king f4.
And knight, and then.
Yes. But
Yeah, but
it was so
he
difficult,
can
yeah.
win this. He can
See.
still win this. Better
Yeah,
chance for white.
White played so well.
C5.
on this.
So what's going on here? Let's see. After c5,
Is he still thinking? Yes.
I think this is
Ismail,
winning.
can we have zoom? Zoom.
On,
Possible.
board, on that board. Mm-hmm.
My idea is to put pawn on b6 and then push c6. How are you going to stop it?
He played b4, I think. Bishop, what? Bishop somewhere. King on e, d1. Something like this happened here. Let's say b4. Bishop on a8, I don't know how.
Bishop on
let's say
a8.
here.
What?
Knight c4, bishop c6, most probably.
Bishop on
He
h1.
played
h1, no,
this.
not a8, h1.
And now here.
h1.
No, I'm putting it
Okay.
like this. This is the position, and white is thinking now.
Okay, now white's plan is to put no king d4.
Knight
I
a5
don't
and
like-
c6. You know, the simple way is knight a5 and.
I don't
c6.
like king d4. Why we need king d4? Let's just play knight a5, bishop h1, a4, b5, take, and
How do
b6
what
and
do
then
you want?
c6.
Knight a5.
How?
Oh,
Yeah, this
no,
is
no,
just
no,
no, just In this
Before the-
position, not
before
king
that.
d4.
Before king d4.
If this was the match, of course, I'm not sure
Wait,
that
doesn't
they
matter.
played like it.
Here you mean?
Instead
No,
of
no,
king.
instead of king no, don't. But we don't know what
How
is
it
the move
happened, we
order.
don't know
yeah.
how it happened,
Yeah, but I think white shouldn't put his king to d4. Just let me explain.
Yes, sure.
White should stay on c3 with his king, and now should play knight a5, a4, b5, then take b6, and then c6, and it is winning just easily.
Yes, you're right.
To show
Yes,
our
you
audience
showed a
like
very
that,
good line.
if you have your king on c3, let's say like that, and white plays ordinary moves, and
He
black
goes
will
back
play,
to c3. Look,
Yeah.
he found, I think, this
Yeah,
idea.
I mean,
and
King c3.
they are not playing good actually.
a4, b5, take, and b6,
And
and
then
c6, and takes, and he plays b7.
Because black can't, hold this idea.
Can't prevent.
Yeah, can't
Yeah.
prevent it.
Yes, true. Okay,
Maybe
now
king
what's the
c2.
position now? What
King
is-
c1,
King d1, bishop g2. No, what's going
king
on? here?
c1, no bishop c2, king c1.
This is the
Okay, this is just easily
King
winning.
c3,
Just
King c1.
I can't believe
A4.
that
Playing. Black is playing.
he's
No,
still
knight
didn't-
a5, knight a5 first, not a4, because
But
there's
this is,
bishop
I think,
c6.
black's move, yes? I don't have the moves.
Yeah, there is bishop. Yeah, of course you should put knight
Yeah,
f5.
it is still winning because bishop c6, knight a5, bishop a4, knight b7, and
Yeah, then still knight a5 sees. Yeah, probably.
also the knight d6, b5.
Yeah,
Similar
the
ideas.
black position is just
How is black's
miserable.
move? I don't understand. This is it's
King c1?
no, but this shows his king d1,
No.
and then this black's
on the
move.
board there's king c1. You can,
Yeah, I understand, but how is black's move?
like it is white's move.
Yeah.
White plays king c3 and black plays
King c3, king c2. How is black's move? He plays now bishop g2. How it happens? I cannot.
Yeah, probably he lost tempo with his bishop.
Yes, some is, yeah.
Let's play some ordinary moves like knight a5, bishop f3,
Knight a5,
bishop f3.
bishop
Bishop,
somewhere,
yeah.
knight c4,
Then
bishop
bishop
G2.
g2. Yeah.
Okay, now this is
Yeah,
the
this is
position.
just winning knight a5, a4, and
Yeah, this is should be winning, yeah. Okay, you
Okay,
found the
you
idea.
4.
but
think
I would prefer knight a5 first. I mean,
Ah,
It's
maybe
still
now
winning.
bishop c6 was
Knight
going
a5.
on.
no,
Still
still
winning.
winning, but I don't know.
But what do you play?
Knight a5.
Knight
then-
a5.
Ah, knight a5 here. Okay.
Yeah, still winning.
Yeah, must be easy.
Okay,
Yeah.
what happened in Akın's game?
Let's check.
Let's go back here.
Why he didn't
Akın.
still finish?
He improved.
The pawn is on a7.
He
Okay,
improved.
now
two pawns up.
okay, this is just
Totally
winning.
winning,
Yeah,
yeah.
easily winning. He just go with his king
Yes.
on b7.
So your match will be 2-2.
Yeah, 2-2.
We have some results so far. Like Belarus won against Bulgaria, like 3.5 and half.
Really? Belarus
Yes,
won?
3.5 and half.
Belarus,
Three
they are
and a half
strong.
and half.
Mhm.
Really? Who won?
Who won? Let's check.
Lazavic won.
Lazavic won, and
Maxim.
Sarok won,
Yes.
and Peicheva. What is happening?
But
Yes,
but-
Runets won or so.
This
No.
is winning either.
This is winning. Yes,
Yeah,
Runets
so
won.
just last board made draw.
No, this is
No.
also mate.
So
Which
what
one?
happened?
White is
Wait.
3.5. Can you look?
I'm checking from it. Yes.
What's
Board
good?
2 is draw.
Yeah, board 2.
Board 3 is draw. Sarok
Board 3 is draw, board
No, board
board
2
two
is draw.
board 2, Saruk is draw, huh?
The other
Ivan
board.
Runets, they
Won.
won both of the games, yeah?
Tarashenko
Okay,
also won.
Tarasenko has won. Okay.
Azerbaijan is 3 and Canada won.
3-1. Ah,
Yes.
First board 1 and the last board 1.
Canada made draw with us.
3-1.
What happened in Turkey White? 2-2.
Turkey
Turkey
white
white.
2-2 against Ukraine.
Who lost?
Which is the
I think
Emirhan
Emirhan
lost.
lost, yeah.
Let me
And
check.
Utku won.
Utku
Aydın
won.
Çelebi and Öznur made
Utku
draw,
won,
yeah.
Aydın Çelebi and Ekim Barışçı made draw. Good result.
We can play with Turkey White.
Really?
Yeah.
You have the same point.
Yes.
Uzbekistan won against India by 3.5 versus half.
Uzbekistan
Yeah,
won
it's normal
against
score.
India. What about Czech Republic, Azerbaijan?
Czech
Nakhchivan?
Republic won against Azerbaijan Nakhchivan
What's the score?
3-1.
3-1. What about China, Turkey, turquoise?
3.5 versus half.
Who got the half?
Let me check.
Maybe Tashbanar the first
Edis Gürel mi hocam? Probably. Edis Gürel.
one. Losing.
Edis Gürel.
Yeah, first board I told you.
First board.
Yes, first word.
Yeah,
Had to draw.
can we look? He played pretty well in this.
You know, it's not 2 entities, it's plus. You know,
Yeah, I know,
multiple
44,
items,
yeah.
44.
What about Iraq versus Colombia?
Let me check. Colombia won against Iraq by 3-1.
And United States versus Mongolia?
2.5 versus 1.5.
By the
United
way,
States won.
he did that idea.
King
was
easier.
talking about.
Greece drew with Russia.
Ah,
No, another surprising
Greece,
result.
Russia.
Mhm.
2-2. Russia
2-2.
is not
But
doing very well
they
here.
are
Huh?
not strong team. I mean, it's not quite.
Who is strong? Greece is strong, yes?
Yes.
Greece is also strong, but you know Russia is the one of the
Yeah,
strongest
yeah.
teams there.
Yeah, what do you get the ratings, you know, 24,
And
59,
another-
94, they have a good...
Another
Number
interesting
5.
result is Turkmenistan drew with the Slovakia,
Oh, this is also
2-2.
By the way, he won. I mean,
Who won?
The,
Finished. This one is finished.
No,
Kızılkuş.
not this one. The other,
The other one, the Armenian.
Yeah.
This
He found it and
İhsan
he go for.
Lukin.
No, he just
He resigned.
played B6. He didn't resign, but this is just
he
winning.
B6, yes.
B6. He played King B1, B6, King A2, C6, King A3, and this is just nothing. I mean, I can even take CB7.
He played like this?
Yes.
He takes
Yeah.
B7.
What King A5?
No, he resigned by
He
love.
wanted to play something, but...
Okay.
What?
Okay.
They are-
He resigned, yes. White one. Okay.
So if you don't mind, can I go?
Yes,
Fine.
thank you for
Thank
coming,
you.
Ishik.
Thank you.
Tomorrow,
Thank you.
I wish you good luck.
Thank
I
you.
hope
Rest
you
of
don't
the
play
room.
with Turkey.
Yeah, I hope
white.
I-
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay,
see
thank
you.
you. Thanks you.
So,
So
most
maybe-
of the games are finished. We are checking if any games are remaining. Probably
So
no.
Kazakhstan, Israel probably 2-2.
2-2,
Yes,
mhm.
2-2. Okay, so who is leading now? Kazakhstan, Israel 2-2. So probably Belarus is leading without any loss.
Yes.
Belarus
They are the sole leaders.
4 wins in 4 matches.
Mhm.
So they are the leaders, and Israel with
Kazakhstan.
one row,
Mhm.
and also
Kazakhstan.
who is also following them? Kazakhstan,
Mhm.
yes,
And Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan,
And Uzbekistan.
Uzbekistan. They are following 1 point, with
Yes.
1 point difference. They are following them. Yes. Okay, Turkey, Armenia 2-2. Now Turkey has how many points? Turkey white has 4 points. They
5.
lost. They lost. Yes. No, they made draw. 5 points.
5
right?
points.
Okay.
Turkey Red also has 5 points.
Okay.
Mhm.
So okay. I think that's it for today, dear chess friends. So we finished this round, live broadcast. The 4th round is over. Tomorrow the games start at 3 o'clock at the same time. See you tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.